This is pretty smooth. Smooth. Super smooth. Episode 3 waiting room. Smooth vibes. The smooth. Very smooth. I like the idea of going right into from that get ready because like my vibe right now is chill. You've chilled me out. Yeah. Day 21 of waiting for new era song to be released. Take my money till then. Always wondered if you were inspired by some Slavic choir when making Ocarina. For some reason, it sounds somewhat Russian. Yeah. Yep. Oh,
Let's see. Oh, it works. Oh my god, it works. It
oh.
actually works.
I don't know what the cue is. We need like a cue point. So when I know when the cameras come on. Because I'm
Well,
watching the delay.
oh yeah. So
Like there has to be like a sound that's like
it's when
cameras.
da 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 when that happens. That's when you're gonna be
This is what I'm assuming.
a little delay there. I think we're doing good.
Hey chat.
Yeah. So let's get ready for the stream today. I'm gonna have the chat open on my phone today.
So wouldn't this be episode 3 though? I'm confused.
So how I know I have no idea what I'm doing. So basically, I wanted episode 1 to be what happened before, and episode 2 to be about the Savant albums, and then episode 3 is gonna be a different topic. I think it's about the topics to me. Because when we compile them together, episode 2 is gonna be this 7-hour long episode thing. We could do season like a season thing. Maybe I'll just re-tag the name on that shit later.
I don't think this is a bad idea because if we can compile everything in that way, it makes putting a longer format thing together easier, I feel.
Retri going again. Hello, Fata? What the hell? I crave thy music. Oh.
Hello, Father. I crave thy music.
Oh. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna.
you need to read it. You need to read it a lot more, like, devotee to cult
Oh,
leader.
okay. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Let me just hit the like button on that. Thank you so much. Yeah. So the Slavic choir thing. I don't know. Like I think the only real relationship I have to Slavic choirs is like classical music, and then the interpretation of that into specific. We're talking about Russian, where the specifically like submarine movies.
Mm.
They always have the oh oh dun 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 dun. You know that Crimson Tide, the Hans Zimmer with the choir in the background, or Hunt for Red October and shit like that. But when it comes to like Slavic choirs, I don't know folk stuff in general. I don't. It's not necessarily Russian. Ocarine was. I don't think was inspired, but I wasn't inspired by that. It's just me singing. I like singing. So anyway,
Kenny Benzo approves, bro. Don't worry about it.
yeah. Oh Lord, let's skip Kenny this time. Jesus Christ, I almost gave me a panic attack last time with Kenny Benzola.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was unexpected, but it happens.
We, we all are wondering what lore is hiding behind Vario, though.
Oh yeah,
This is for sure. But don't you have a show next week?
I have a show in France next week in Bordeaux on Friday.
That's crazy.
So next,
Return to France,
yeah,
huh?
return to France. My first show as Savant was in Paris, and I played probably just as many shows in France as I did in the States at some point. Maybe I got
Let's
taught by the
go.
States over time, but in the beginning it was definitely a heavy-handed French routine. My fellow music enthusiast Davy Torres in France was the my champion. He was booking me a lot, and he was a super fan. He didn't speak a lick of English though, so we didn't talk at
I
all.
mean, he understood what he needed to understand, and he was just about having fun and wild,
He,
and you
yeah,
just had to follow that vibe.
yeah. So he just took me to Chinatown. We ate frog legs, drunk wine, um, and then that was it. He had friends who spoke English, so it was a little bit like a round table type thing.
This that's funny, Bark. So Bark had a super chat. Just
Um,
want you to know that my ferrets have the world record for most Savon listened to for a ferret. I
oh,
named my boy Felix after your Ascent remix track.
oh no, that's
That's
dope.
hilarious.
That's so fun. That's super cool. I like that. Um,
World records are cool.
yeah.
I want to have some of those.
I also named my kid after my favorite artist as a kid when I was a kid. So that is
That's pretty dope.
yeah. When you find something that's cool, like you can click. Okay, yeah, let's go. That's right, Kenny Benzo.
Let's go. Kenny Benzo in the chat.
Oh yeah, somebody's capitalizing on this. So yeah, today is the Vario show. We're gonna go through the Vario tracks. There is yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about the spirituality of the thing before we start talking about the actual songs. So I don't really remember what was the deal with the name. I just think that uh, I'm called Winter with a V instead of a W, so it was like a more of a like a play on the fact that I put V's whenever there's a W on things, and I just think I wanted to make like a video game type inspired project, and it really started with the picture that I made. Oh, okay. Hi, Alex. I've been in love with your music for over 10 years, 2 years listening just to your stuff alone, and I still haven't heard everything. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm burning. I'm burning like a motherfucker. You have no idea. I'm on fire. Send me to the hospital.
She really is on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Send fuck that. Send fuel.
yeah.
Let's make
So
it bigger.
so at the time I was also really starting to get interested in game development and stuff like that, and I had some friends who were working on the game called Owlboy, and then the artist from that game, he was we had a common friend, and we started talking about stuff, and I showed him some stuff, and I asked him like how much he would take or if he would be interested in like doing some artwork for me. And he was quick on it, dude. He jumped right away. He was like, okay, I'll do it. He thought it was super fun to work with someone else's kind of images and remix those. And Simon has been extremely good at interpreting my sketches into something that was like super cool. And my whole life I thought I was good at visuals until I met Simon, and I realized that, oh shit, that's called hubris when you think you're like, I thought I was good at this stuff, but I kind of suck. So the original Savant artwork looks like this. That's what I made. And he made the logo, and then because I asked him to make a logo for me first, and then he made me a logo, and then I kind of went like, oh shit, I kind of could you make a artwork for me too based on this, and then he went ham on that, and basically made what we all know today as this. So he took he just looked at this and went like, okay, I kind of see what you're doing here, and then he kind of just took it all the way. Simon has a color thing going on where I don't think he's colorblind, but he's definitely like has some color distortion. So I don't know if that's the case here, but I made a lot of pink, and that I wanted the pink to be the color. Because on the Neener album, I was using a lot of pink, so I kind of wanted to do the pink thing, and then he kind of turned it into purple.
I like purple more.
Yeah,
it's royal.
Says the guy who has pink lights all over the background.
And purple's my color.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So over time, kind of purple became the Savant color, and all the stuff Simon did was all very purple heavy. So just to show the other stuff that me and Simon worked on the top, you will see the covers that kind of I imagined, and then his interpretations on the bottom, where he went ham on the details and the level of complexity. And the Zion is the funniest one, because at that point when we were making Zion, I knew how good he was, and that I didn't need to, give him too much info. I just needed the outlines, and he'll get the picture. And I sent him a bunch of like pictures of the Tower of Babylon and stuff like that on the side, some biblical pictures. And then I think I sent him a picture of Raiden from Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, so you would get the vibe of things I was going for. So it looks like a big doner kebab in the background there, and a Chinese rice farmer in the foreground there. But he kind of flipped it. And he told me too that Zion is the cover that he spent the longest on. I think he spent months painting that cover.
It's incredibly detailed.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's extremely it's a very large picture, and it's very dense. So the full HD version of that has a lot of zooming in. And Simon was very Easter eggy, and he loved to put Easter eggs in the pictures. And I think Alchemist was the second cover he did. So on that one, he started putting a lot of Easter eggs in the backgrounds of the pictures, and he kept doing that. When you zoom in, you'll find stuff.
My preference is the original Alchemist. Like, that's just so royal.
Yeah,
we went to kind of like more comic freak show type thing. I mean, I like it from what it represents more. I think he nailed that. But to me, the original art is dope as fuck.
Yeah, what I wanted was
that tone.
Yeah, I wanted very like French aristocrat theme going. And
you used to walk around looking like that.
Yeah, when I was when I was a teenager and young adult, I was walking around with that type of clothes on a daily basis. This is who I am. That's not a masquerade. That was just who I was.
Bring that costume back.
Yeah. So when we were starting to tour after Alchemist, we got the Well, actually, we'll save that conversation for when we talk about Alchemist, actually. Let's skip the Alchemist talk for now. We're talking about Vario and how we...
Takes discipline, bro.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there we go. Because I don't want to spill the beans, because we need some material for the episode. We're doing an Alchemy ST. And then, so we're just going to start talking about the songs. So there's a couple of things that led up to Vario from the Niner album. And after the Niner album came out, I remember on Facebook I had like 600 followers, and then I started just like pumping out free tracks on SoundCloud and YouTube just to kind of like, get more out there. I put out some mixtapes with like hundreds of songs and just like try to get my like name out there, and experiment with different genres. Oh Lord, backdoor access. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, so yeah, so I
Not
put
yet.
out all these free tracks. We're gonna skip quickly through them, and then
It is the best artwork
oh
though.
Lord, Lord, let's take it easy, guys. Let's do it family friendly in the chat. So when I looked at for demos for the album, there aren't any demos. These are the first and final versions of these tracks. I didn't make any version 1, 2, 3 of Splinter. That's the one I made, and I rendered it, and then it was done. I didn't go
That's
back.
crazy.
Yeah, I didn't go back into it. I didn't make several versions. It was one song, zippity doo dah, and then straight on the album.
What made that experience then so different
What do you mean?
from the previous way and even the current way that you do things?
I think for the first project, I was just figuring out what to do, and then once that
Mhm.
kind of like clicked, I kind of knew exactly what I wanted to do with the second one, but in a bad way because I rushed through these and I just like punched them out, and I chose the date before before I did anything. Like I finished this album in December, like a month after the first album came out. I finished this, I wrapped it up. Um, so it was really rushy, and I didn't have time to kind of like mull on anything or figure out what was good or was working. So it's just like a moment in time, and I would never, suggest anybody to do a similar thing. And there would be, of course, people would be like, "Oh, but that's the way it should be. They're classics. You couldn't change one note, and the whole thing would collapse." I disagree. I think there's a lot of trash here. And we're talking mostly about the fidelity of the music. Like it's very like mixing is terrible, compression is all over the place, and for people who don't care about that, guess what? I care about it. So too bad, touche.
At least at the time.
Yeah, because I was good at mixing, then I got bad at mixing, and I think I was just rushing through these things, smoking a lot of weed, rushing, and then it turned into what it was. But anyway, when I released Vario, I remember because of the strong artwork and the content of the music got tighter to this release from the previous one. Uh, the following count went from 600 to 20,000 in like a few weeks, which was pretty huge. So definitely Vario was the breakout album thing where a lot of people came on board. And from there on, it was just like I don't know. It was clicking, and I think by the time we got to Alchemist or no, it was a few years later, Zion or something like that. It was like 200,000. So it definitely boomed after Vario. Okay, so one of the first tracks that I put out for free after Niner was this track, Robosexual, and it's a kind of like using the dubstep methods, but on a more electro housey type track. Oh, that's really loud. So there's a lot of similarities here with the tracks we listened to last time, which was like A-Team. It's a lot of like heavy metal guitar samples, and
Less UI.
yeah. And then okay, yeah, break on. I meant to ask last stream, but what happened to the Neener 3D music video? So yeah, it's a lot of work making full 3D rendered music videos. Like that shit's fucking hard. So I think I overestimated my ability to fucking render that much stuff in time for anything. So basically, by the time Vario came out, I didn't have time. So yeah, it was more like ideas, you know. So anyway, so this track came out. It's really messy, and when I listen to it, it doesn't really have a good arrangement. Like it's very all over the place. It has a little hooky kind of like riff there, but
it brings a lot in from what you were doing before.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah,
in a more direct way. Are we straight rating them off the bat?
No. These are not from Vario, so I don't give a shit. Like these are going in the trash. We're just rating the album. 3 songs and small like unreleased things are not interesting. So Rocky X, I don't know if I've released that, but it's I think that's on a mixtape actually. I don't think that came out as a free track. Yeah. That sucks. Okay, Skippity Dip, Rolling Stone. I think that one had a little bit more going for it. Yeah. Yeah, I like the motif here, but it's very dirty and grimy and muddy mix. Really difficult to kind of like hear everything because it's so much stuff going on at the same time. And then also I would have made a track called Not Avicii, which is part of my whole like snarky sarcasm of I'm able to make piano house, but you know, I think it kind of like it's not for me kind of thing. But it doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. It's just this like anti-establishment bullshit I've been on my whole teenage youth, where basically pop music was like poison and all that stuff. Retro, will there be Outcast CDs on your website? Nope, there are no Outcast CDs. We're not gonna.
Those are all gone.
Yeah, all gone, and we're not printing more of those. That was like just like a one-time only type thing. So we're not doing more of those. If we're doing CDs, we're just doing the regular albums, not the mixtapes and weird shit. If I could, I would just erase Outcast from the surface of the earth. Okay, so Not Avicii. Let's take a listen to what this is. I kind of like this. This is pretty good.
Yeah, you should make more of Avicii stuff. No?
Yeah, make more Avicii stuff.
But
But this is I think it's more like he released a song before he changed his name to Avicii called Seek Bromance, I think it's called, like Tim Berg is what he called himself. And I think this is more in tune with that than it was of Levels or anything like that, because this is not the same level as Levels, ironically. And also, I think this is also like a more like a push on Swedish house in general at the time, like Eric Prydz, Swedish House Mafia, and Avicii being one of them as well. So he was just a poster boy really for that sort of sound for a while. So that's that. Okay, Door to a Room. I think this is yeah, I really like this sort of stuff, but I think I used mostly like sample pack sounds to make this. Yeah. Also, I was never huge on using sample packs. Back in the day, I used a couple of things like some kicks and snares and stuff like that, but I would never use melody loops or anything close to something that I thought I would be able to do on my own if I just spent a little time on it. And I took a lot of pride in making stuff from scratch. But it doesn't mean that I don't think these sample packs back then or now are great. They are great, and they're made by great people. It's just I feel there's a little bit something lost when you kind of like outsource the creativity of creating a sound. But this track is like, I think, majorly sample packs from Vengeance construction loops. Oh yeah, of course I made things on top and stuff, but I think the bottom beat is very Vengeance. Like the yoy, those sounds and stuff. Okay, and then we have whatever this is. A little French housey. Yeah, very Daft Punk. If they were produced by Sebastian, kind of. Okay, I hate these tracks so much. I kind of want to skip these really quickly. Welcome to Death and Street Fighters in particular are horrible tracks, and I think I was just like messing around, but I did put them out there, and I think they are in the throwback mix if I'm not mistaken. Oh, those massive presets are terrible. So the idea here is cool. Like, I love this drum build up, very like noisia type vibe build up, and then, but the sounds, man. Yeah, I think it's a little noisy inspired right here, actually. Oh, okay. I'm getting too old for this. Yeah, and the master is smashed, so it's basically a noise. Street Fighter is worse. Welcome to Death has some qualities, but this is just. Oi, 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 oi.
Lots of yoy.
Yoi. Actually, today I made some yois just for fun, just to see what the hype was all about with the yois. So I made some yois. Actually, let me open up the yoi while I'm here. Fuck, I'm
Had yoys for breakfast.
yois for.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a breakfast cereal.
Yeah, so where's serum? Let's see if I got the yoi in here. It's not gonna crash. Loading plugin state serum x64. I'm just gonna double. Yeah, people can see that. It's a little big, but we'll shrink it down if we can. I don't think we can, but we'll try. Shrink it ink. Oh, don't crash on me, please.
Don't crash out.
Yeah, no, the combo of FL Studio and OBS is pretty sensitive. Okay, I called it yoi. There it is. Okay, yeah. So let's see if we can get some yoi. That's what I made today. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, okay, whatever. That was interesting. Okay,
So much yoy. Yoy boys.
what
The
is...
yoy boys in the chat.
Oh, Yoi Boys, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that track sucks. Get it out of here. Okay, Reaper, let's see what that is. Yoi, yoi. There we go. I. Yoi, yoi. Okay, now it starts to suck. It was pretty good up until that point. I liked it. Reptile, let's see what the fuck that is.
So simple.
Huh?
Though.
What?
Yeah, it's so simple though.
Yeah. I didn't like this sucks to me. Like I think this is cute, but this is something I think my kid would have shown me. I'd be like, oh, that's cute. Try better. Try again. Try harder. This is garbage. It's one of those drawings you put on the fridge when your kids comes home from school. That's the kind of song that was. So
We appreciate it.
Yeah, Incent is the demo for Mastermind, which didn't really get a proper release. It just was like a mixtape type thing, EP. I don't know. But I really like this. Or a lot of yois back then. You know, you gotta just accept the yoi. We worship the yoi, the yoi god.
Mastermind. I need you, I need you, I need you. Mastermind. I need you, I need you, I need you.
again, the demo has more bass than the finished one. It's like I'm nerfing so much. Oh! 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 I love this part. What?
I love the dinga dinga dinga.
Dinga dinga ding. I don't. That doesn't sound like the finished version. It sounds just like shit. Maybe this can't be. The demo sounds so much better. Yeah, Indian vibe there. Okay, then we have so this is like the only demo I could find for Vario, really. There's Hero, I think. Yeah. Hero and Trust Issues. So Trust Issues is of course this track. Oh, that's a demo. Which has the same sound as in Mastermind, by the way, the I think. So the vocal sample from that, of course, comes from somewhere else, like everything I do has an origin story. And there was a singer that I went to school, junior high is what it's called. And, you know, we ended up playing in different bands together and stuff like that. Her name is Caroline. And she was, you know, she wanted to be like an opera singer, but, you know, didn't pursue it properly. So just like a regular singer at some point. I hired her to do this. This is the song I wrote for one of those graduating kids things we talked about a few streams ago, where in Norway, you know, a bunch of kids will pay a producer or artist to make a song for their graduation party thing. And these were a bunch of girls called Black Swan after the Natalie Portman movie. So that was the theme of their kind of party or bus, where they painted a huge like Natalie Portman on the side. And then they had this song. At night, you'll see the dark in me. It's too late for promises. Baby, I feel like I'm flying away. Anytime I jump into silence, we're gonna take it all on the stage. There's no turning back. No, there's no turning back. Before the night is done, I will turn into the very Avicii, right there. But anyway, I was just introducing who the singer was. We did a bunch of demo tracks together. Let's just see what we made together here. Okay, yeah, so we did metal together. Surprise. And then we did this one. Oh, remaster? No, hell no. And then we did a really awkward Broadway type track where the trust issues vocals come from. And I sing on this too, which is horrible. So we're not gonna repeat this track ever again. This is never gonna be heard by anybody else.
I travel
Oh my god, I get cringe right away. Let's skip to her part.
and kill the risk is
Damn,
Yeah,
that was so fast.
for you.
here we go.
I don't believe
I want to hear that intro, man.
Shh. No.
Super chatted.
Yeah, no.
I don't believe I want more than just words. I've heard you say them before. I won't trust you no more.
Yeah. So, is there more by her here? Oh.
Well, don't I today? Keep on to yourself, so no.
Oh no, yeah, hell no. Not everything was great there, but her verse was great, so I, did what I did and chopped it up and put it into a song where it shouldn't belong. That's my style.
You got the good one.
I don't believe I want more than just words. I've heard you say them before. I won't trust you no more. I don't.
Timbaland on the production.
I want more than just words. I've heard you say them before. I won't trust you no
I can't stop it now. Can't stop it now.
I won't trust you no
Yeah, that was the demo for that. I think these are just like regular. I think that's the version that's on the album. Okay, we're getting to Vario very soon. Crack pipe broken glass mix. That's one of the edgiest titles I think I could have
Broken glass
mix.
sounds good to me right now, dude.
Broken
I
glass.
could eat some of it. I
You could eat some broken glass. Yeah, I don't know about the crack pipe dildo part. Broken glass version. This sounds like some UK 2010-9 type shit. Some early UKF. Speaking of Vario demos, can you play Legwood Sawtooth? I don't have that song. When I saw somebody mentioning it earlier today, I was like, "What's that?" and it kind of like ringed like a bell, but I don't have any of those. A lot of stuff got lost in a hard drive crash. The hard drive crash of 2013 or 12. It was in 2012, yeah, right before Overworld. My hard drive collapsed, and then we couldn't do anything about that. I'm a break at work. We'll catch up. Blah, blah, blah. Been integral finding myself and appreciating the differences in color in the world. Your music has done so much for me. Thank you. Well, thank you, Vario64. Too bad you can't hang out with us. You'll watch the stream later, I suppose. Enjoy your cigarette or toilet break, whatever. Yeah, so this sounds very UK. It sounds like somebody from the UK was trying to make a Skrillex track, but they had the streets were looking sideways at them, so they couldn't go too far or too crazy. They could just like do a little bit of it, but they couldn't do all of it. Okay, this one is going to be very familiar. This one is from 2011, I think, as well, and this one is on Krang.
So that one was a long time coming.
Yeah, it's 10 years. But I think maybe that would be one of those tracks that's the longest from Perception to release. Actually. And then we have Hero, which of course was originally a Winter in Hollywood track, but I don't have that original anymore. But it's like Hero, hero, hero from the past, hero from the past. It was an 80s track. I think this is sped up, so if we pitch it down, we'll probably get the original. I think it's one more. I think that's the original. So you could hear like a snippet of what the original actually sounded like. And then the first version I made was a dubstep. With the Yoy Boys, of course, featuring the Yoy Boys. Jesus Christ.
With the Yoys.
The Yoy Boy Orchestra. So it's really difficult to express this feeling, but it's like a good to okay artist being remixed by a mediocre artist. It's really difficult to be both those people at once, but I was. Like, I was a very competent song 80s producer, and then I became an incompetent dubstep producer, and then I remixed the competent stuff so I could get some I don't know, some legitimate musicality in there that kind of levitated those things. It didn't always work. I think I remixed Ride Like the Wind on Overworld or something, and it didn't click. Like, sometimes it just like really doesn't work. Most of the time it doesn't work. Dubstep and 80s music, get that shit away from each other. Should never ever meet ever again. Oh, but
double down.
Yeah, but this part right here, I don't know if this is an original song on the album. I don't remember, but this is my favorite part of this. Yeah, that's nice. the Baroque, almost called a dance hall, Baroque dance hall. I mean, like the ballroom Baroque stuff with dubstep, that works super nice, but the 80s music and dubstep should not be touched together. Okay, and then I made 2 tracks back to back, kind of. One was called You Can Do, the other one's called I Can Do. You Can Do is made purely from samples that I did not create. I Can Do is made purely from a cappella samples, like I'm just beatboxing and doing weird stuff. So You Can Do. Yeah, it's basically all construction kits from different sample packs. And then we have the one where I made everything from scratch. Everything's made with the mouth. Everything's bass sounds, drums, everything. Nobody uses FL Slayer. Are you crazy? Fucking, I've used that since I was in kindergarten.
Can do this on my own. Everybody dance out you, and I can do it all with you. Everybody dance at you, but I can do this on my own. And I can everybody dance at you, and I can do this on my own. Everybody be somebody do
So I really enjoy that sort of production where like everything is made with a cappella stuff. And the not the old Vex, but the last time I opened Vex and tried to like work on that in 2020, my reboot of Vex was basically all a cappella stuff, just like this, where I made all the drums with my mouth and just beatboxed the whole thing. And it sounds very organic, and nobody can ever sound like that, and that's very unique. So I think that might be one of the approaches I would do if I was to do Vex again, was just basically do the whole thing with my voice and not use a single sample that I didn't make with the voice and the microphone. And then of course around this time there was a buddy of mine who was a manager, or no, he was a what's it called, lighting engineer or for live shows, or mixing engineer for live shows for a black metal band. And he was just like, he was trying to facilitate like a collaboration between the black metal band and me and see what we could do. And I made this demo, and they hated it so much that he's not my friend anymore, and I didn't hear back from them. So that was that happens a lot apparently. But anyway, that's what this sounds like.
They're lost, bro.
What?
They're lost, bro.
Yeah. I was doing this shit long before Corrin, dude. the good part. Here's the good part. Tune in. Tight. I love that shit. Yeah. Anyway.
This would slap in a rhythm set.
Yeah. It's not terrible. I like it. Okay, My Mouth, I guess, is it another one of those a cappella tracks? No, it is. It doesn't sound like it. Also, something I started hearing very early on in my career was like, what classical song did you sample? And I didn't. I wrote it.
That's what it sounds like. Same reason everybody calls instruments. I invented classical music.
Oh, I think I made all the bass sounds with my voice on this one.
That's a good name.
What? What's a good name?
Kenny Benzo says, Yoizart in the chat.
Yoisart? I don't know,
Pretty dope.
man.
Sounds like an album name.
Joitoven? Yeah, that was a little noisy. Oh, this is a remix I did for a track I found on UKF that I really liked. Yeah. Anyway, okay, now we're done with all the things I was doodling with until we got to the album. So yeah, basically Splinter.
That was fire though. Would like to hear more.
Yeah, I just deleted it. Probably never ever gonna hear that ever again. The Document 1 remix is on YouTube, I think. Splinter, of course. Turtles was something I watched when I went to kindergarten. I love Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon on TV. I did not read the comic books made in the early 80s by the Bros. That was in black and white. I didn't know about those. I only got the 90s cheese version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the toy-friendly stuff. And when I was moving to LA, I lived a little bit in West Hollywood, but after that I moved to Burbank, and Burbank is where all the Hollywood studios and Universal and Warner Bros and all those guys, they hang out up there and in Studio City around Burbank. And my house was wall to wall. It was my neighbor. When I walked outside, I was in their parking lot. The Fred Wolf.
This is America.
Yeah, no, but Fred Wolf, the guy who produced those cartoons, that's his big claim to fame, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the animated series. In the beginning, he had the Japanese correspondent and the art director that would go to Japan and animate the stuff. And in season 2 or 3, I think, they stopped doing that and they started doing it all in America. That's when you see the quality kind of slide right to the side. So the first season was like Japanese animated, or at least Japanese art directed and heavily, all the action was directed by Japanese animator. But yeah, I was wall to wall with those guys, and that was a big deal to me when I lived in LA, that I had lived right next door to the Turtles guys. Anyway, so this is Splinter, inspired by God knows. It's a little bit Street Fighter stuff in here, some Street Fighter samples, I think, and then the melody style that's being used here is something that I would hear somebody like Quincy Jones would do. I'm not saying he did this melody style or this chord style, but I'm saying those types of chords I heard in a lot of Michael Jackson's work, that Quincy Jones worked on. And I think anything from Off the Wall to Thriller had a lot of those chords that was really like, it was part of like the disco funk style. Of course, I'm bastardizing that stuff, but that's where my head was at with all this stuff. Oh, it is a little Turtles too. When I think about it, dun dun da da da. It has a little bit of that anthem. Na 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 da da da.
What's interesting to me is my first exposure to the Turtles was the video game,
Oh,
the arcade game.
oh yeah.
So it's interesting to hear this now with that backstory.
Yeah, I also was a huge fan of the arcade.
Turtles are there.
Yeah, I was also a huge fan of the arcade Turtles, Super Nintendo, all of the games. AJ says Splinter is what turned me on to your style. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you, I appreciate that. When you say turned me on to your style, that's scary to me because I'm not doing this sort of stuff anymore. And I wouldn't be doing this, like, I didn't do this stuff forever either back then. Like, I think when it came to Cult, all this stuff was, like, kind of already gone. And I think Oracle had a little bit of it, and then Zion, it was also kind of gone. And I think I had a little bit of it on Jester, just trying to get a little bit, back to that stuff, and a little bit on Void, but there, like, I was always trying to get away from this sort of stuff because I like new things. Like to do new things, but I really appreciate. Yeah, so Splinter, that's the one. Oh, there's two different versions here. This is a live. Where's this coming from? Let me see. I'd have to find the folder. This one scares me. Oh, demos. Okay, so
to me, style is how you wear your genre.
Okay.
But like the style is you.
Okay.
That's how I've always understood it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe because I was thinking genre immediately. Or like when you say style, 8-bit bullshit, harpsichords.
Dubstep guy.
Yeah, but noisy.
No.
Music without good arrangement and just all over the place and messy. I think this version right here is a version I made for live. And then I have a 8-bit version. But anyway, okay, Splinter.
Round one.
Thank you, Clayton. Thank you, Black Undetected.
I mean, to me, this song just has that hugeness that represents you.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad track at all. But at the time that I was making it, it wasn't any different than anything else I was doing. You don't have that kind of like perspective on yourself when you're making stuff that this is like gonna be a track that's gonna be very popular or very good. But it was definitely, having this as the opening track was super important for this album, and also with the artwork, this and the artwork. The track might as well have been called Vario to me. Like, probably would have been like more like holistic. But yeah, so there's a lot of oscillator 3 alarm stabs, and the orchestra is east west, and the synths are a bunch of plugins that I don't use anymore. I was opening up the project file today, and I used a plugin called Dune. It's probably one of those free plugins you downloaded back in 2011 or whatever when you kind of like wanted to start out. And another plugin I was using was called Helix. And then
They're probably archived somewhere.
yeah, oh, they're definitely downloadable.
Yeah.
They weren't that great. I used a lot of random free plugins just to do one thing in one song, and I never touched it again. That sort of stuff.
All I heard was a project file exists.
Yeah. I opened the project file earlier today, and none of the things existed anymore. All the sounds were gone, all the samples were gone, all the plugins were missing. It was a bunch of MIDI that doesn't make sense, because a lot of the way I'm working is a very mosaic, almost like Kafka-esque way of working, where when you hear everything together, it sounds super reasonable, and it sounds like everything was like very structured. But if you mute one or two things and just listen to one thing, it's just playing, and then you kind of go like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? So basically, everything is playing a different part of the harmony in a different scale at different times, and none of it matches up. So basically, they're dancing around each other, and nothing adds up if you play one alone. So the MIDI is horrible. Love you. Argentina is waiting for you. I would love to come back to Argentina. Don't worry. We're gonna get there. Yeah, so the MIDI was incomprehensible, and the only way I could work on this song ever again is if I recreate it by ear. And I think that's what I'm doing here. Yeah. This is one of the tracks I played live for a long time before I quit touring. Thank you, Bark. We're gonna get to Living iPod. We can check out how that was conceived when we get that. And see, even recreating that by ear, there's something that's missing. So there's definitely something about like the complexity of the MIDI and everything adding up.
There's a lot of cute little flourishes in there.
Yeah, and they all kind of add up. And when you try to just recreate it or something like that, you're gonna miss a lot of it. Here's an 8-bit version I made for my Savant RPG project. Oh, sorry. Yeah, not that special. So round one. But this track has been following me for a long time, and there's a lot of people who have reached out from media places, like for instance the TV shows, and YouTube streamers. And when I say a few, I mean like at least 10 have reached out to me on Discord or private DMs and whatever. And they either want to like license this track, or they want me to make something for them that sounds exactly like this. So there's a bunch of like game streamers that in particular who wanted to, license this track in particular. And once we got to the place where I'm starting to make something for them, they're like really sloppy with communication, or they kind of like fall through on it, and I make like 7 versions of it for them, and I never get paid, and it kind of wastes a lot of time. So that was the
Bro, let's just train an AI
no,
to make
no,
versions of
oh
Splinter.
no, 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 Lord, Lord, Lord,
We,
it's illegal. It's illegal now. They just made AI music illegal. I'm just joking. You can't copyright AI music anymore. Is what I meant to say. Um, the Supreme Court or something made a decision on that. Did the successor of Vario and Splinter feel like a pigeonhole or what someone's going to be forward? No, because I was having fun. When I did Alchemist, that's when the pigeonholing started. Alchemist started was probably the worst thing that ever happened to me as a musician. If you guys have been following all these streams up until now, one thing that if you're half or a tenth of an anthropologist or a
you like lore.
no. That's not my point here. If you're like half of an anthropologist or like a social study, like social evolution stuff like that, what is going on with me is I want to do new things all the time. And I didn't have one artist name for more than a year before I started a new one. Even if it was the same genre, I would constantly shed the skin and move on. Savant is the first time in my whole life where this one thing clicked, and I felt obligated to continue doing that. So basically, all the juice was squeezed out in the first 3-4 years with Savant. The touring also killed me because I didn't want to tour. I wanted to make music. So touring on top of the fact that I was making stuff I didn't want to make, and because I felt so appreciative of the attention and the fans and all that stuff I was getting, but I was so miserable and bitter that I was just making the same stuff over and over. And I had a breakdown when I lived in LA. LA is a good place to have those breakdowns, where you kind of like either give up on life and kill yourself, or you die from some sort of drug overdose, or you move back to Oklahoma because these dreams were for silly people. And and really feeling like I had to make this sort of stuff over and over didn't happen until Alchemist, and the pressure was on. And I think Cult was one of the first ones there, where ism is so okay. So Vario is one thing. Then Overworld is kind of like a continuation of Vario. Overworld and Vario, they have a lot in common. Ism is like a prototype for Alchemist, and then Alchemist that's it, boom, done diddle. And then Cult, of course, I made a shitty mixtape album called Overkill while I was sitting in the jungle in Thailand getting high off my ass.
Doing nothing.
No, I was sitting on a laptop in the jungle making
smoking weed.
Smoking this shitty weed. Thailand has shitty weed. And then I released that, and then I don't. Did I put out a Heart before? No, that was in 2013. So yeah, then I put out Colt, and then Josh started working with me around that time when Colt came out, because that was the first album you worked with me on was Colt. And by that time, I definitely felt the pigeonholing slap into place, and people wanted more of the Alchemist type of stuff.
I mean, I remember one of the first things you telling me immediately was like how much you didn't like what you were doing and needed to figure out how to love it. Like it was a battle.
Yeah, right? Like you would remember that better than I do, because I was so fucking out of my mind at the time. But do you remember, so what else was like, did I say I hated to make this sort of music, or was it touring and special like I didn't like, or what do you remember from those struggles?
At first it was the music, then it was the touring, and an amalgamation of both of those things afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you remember me specifically talking about like hating to do the same thing over and over, or was it just EDM in general? Was it just I wanted to do something else than music? How general was that feeling? Do you remember?
Like your whole your vision was to do more like the live band type thing.
Okay.
Like what we were trying to do for
Protos.
the Savant Live.
Yeah.
Protos. Like Vinter in Hollywood. That's where your heart always was.
Yeah.
So what I think that you failed to see, or hopefully you see it now, is you can do that. The problem with what you want to do is the format, right? So DJing and being able to go back to back with a bunch of different artists is a format that like just won, you know. And if we want to bring back that live performance side of things, that's a whole. To me, it's not that it's a separate artist; it's a separate production and product.
And it
You
just
know,
costs so much money too. Like
yeah, we tried some tricks.
yeah, like it would hiring all the production team and the band members and session training. It would have taken so long to complete, and it would cost so much money to travel with 10 plus people on an airplane, hotel rooms, and production value stuff. You'd have to have like a visual guy, a light guy, all kinds of stuff, and wardrobe, especially. I'm not a t-shirt type of band. If I was playing a show, it would be costumes and theater, and it would be a little. I wanted something more extreme. And
The agents weren't scared of the idea, but they wanted us to make sure we had the DJ set and then some on,
yeah,
right? Like, um, and at the end of the day, I think the market just went a completely different way, and your heart went a different way too. So
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, that's a really good. Thank you for asking that question. Fucking Graham. So yeah, that's a very like honest and dirty question that it's really rarely I get. I don't think anybody's asked me this question as if like fans like, oh, do you hate your own music, or did this make you feel like shit? Yes,
I
it
think
did.
it's really good for you to talk about it because at the end of the day, like,
Oh, this
you know,
podcast should have become like EDM psychotherapy. That's what it should be called.
we're in the counselor's office today.
Yeah, yeah, but definitely that came a little later. But you know, the problem with art is that, you know, being an adult, you have to move to your own house or apartment, and you have to start making money. So if you want to follow your passion, you got to do a bunch of
Well,
compromises in life.
let me also point out that Avicii tried it. Like he tried the live band thing, and
Oh, he did?
live, it was a disaster, dude.
Oh, okay.
Like that's part of the documentary that came out.
Mm,
But the song became a huge hit,
okay.
and kind of vindicated that production failure,
Okay.
right? Like people didn't see what he was trying to do with it
What did
at the
he play an
time.
instrument in that session, or was he just conducting it?
He brought out he there was guitars,
But I mean,
there was like,
him, did he play something? Does he play something on the show? Or is he just standing there like a
what
conductor?
was he doing? What was he doing?
Was it like a
Uh
Broadway show where
I
he was
I
just
think he
basic?
was more like, yeah, I mean he was the DJ,
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
I think you'd have to come out with a guitar or something.
Yeah, yeah. If I was playing a show, I would play a regular guitar and I would sing.
Yeah.
And then I would have a really, really good keyboard player on another guitar. And we wouldn't, like, there wouldn't be any stationary people except for the drummer. Everybody would be jumping around.
Maybe there'd be two drummers, bro.
So, my humble brother, what even are the lyrics to the winter song, Winter and Halloween song, Infected? I don't remember. Well, but you should ask that question when we had the Winter and Hollywood episode, though, because this is like way, way, way too far out to be answering questions about that stuff. But yeah,
Well, he super chatted, so you got to do it now.
yeah. So yeah, Splinter. It's a very bittersweet stuff. This is I haven't listened to this in probably 10 years now. I listened to these songs when I played them out a lot, but I never listened to this music when I'm at home. But I was also talking a little bit about like when things become your job, you start looking at things a little differently. And once Savant started hitting the mark, it's like this beginning. It's like super exciting, and you go like, "Oh my god, I'm getting noticed," and it's gonna be amazing for people to realize who I am as a musician, and I can prove myself. But over time, it turns out that nobody really appreciates you as a like creator. They appreciate the memories that they got from that one thing you did. And you create a lot of moments in your life based on nostalgia or moments when you heard that song first and you're going to connect it to that. So a lot of I think actually, like a lot of the fans are verbal to me about like what they like or what they want me to do, or are very about that, like that sound back then was like the one. That's the stuff, and to me, it's very sad because it's a complete disregard of me as a person. And of course, nobody can know me as a person. So Josh and I have known each other for 15 years now, personally, and it's still like struggle for the J man to kind of like grasp my stupidity and insanity at a lot of times because I am so unpredictable. But
Complex character,
yeah,
bro.
I'm a very complex character, and I'm contradictive. I am I hate my own stuff. I love my own stuff. I want to do big things. I want to give up. I want to like. I'm just like a mess of a person, and it's really difficult to hear
A
people.
beautiful mess, bro.
Yeah, thank you. But it's really difficult to kind of like fall into a line where people want you to stay. What's it called? Consistency was never my forte. Early Savant days. Anyway, so we go into Vario, the track Vario, and I got some demos of it here, or at least one, I think. Or is it not even a demo? It's a different thing. Oh, that's not even a demo. Oh yeah, it's just a different version. I don't think I have any demos of it. Okay, so somebody has sent some super chats here. Let me just really quickly gloss over it. What do you think the main killer of innocence and creativity in art is? Feeling like you have to do it for money. Feeling like you have to create music so that you can survive. Once that start kicking in, or not having control over your own creations, in the sense of either you feel obligated to by fans, labels, or all kinds of stuff. I remember when me and Josh, we signed on Universal for Oracle. Oracle came out on Universal. But when I made Protos, they didn't believe in it. Remember that?
But I was like super shocked because to me, it was a good mixture of what you wanted to do with Savant, what you were doing with Vinter in Hollywood. The live performance part was possible with
Mhm.
this stuff, even at a downscaled version. And uh, so many of these tracks would have done, to me, just great on the radio, frankly.
Yeah.
The math was mathing
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, we like a few
They
days ago.
wanted more Oracle,
Yeah, me and Josh.
which would have come, which would have come.
Yeah, but
That's what drove me fucking crazy.
a few days ago we went looking through some old emails, and I literally found the email from Universal, the A&R at Universal, saying like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. We want more of that vocal electronic shit you did on Oracle. So I definitely, like, we quit Universal at that point, and we didn't pursue them any further, and or any other big label after that. And there is a bunch of small things during the career of a musician that would kill your souls over time. And there's probably a bunch of questions you could ask Avicii if he was still alive about what kind of like made him go insane with all this stuff. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of moving pieces and wheels in the machine that you stop having control over, and you start sitting in studios with more and more people that have more and more to say about what you do. And I isolated myself from all that stuff pretty early on because I didn't want to be pop. And that probably saved my life. That's technically, because too many cooks was never a good thing for my mental health. But the killer of innocence is definitely when your hobby becomes your business. So any advice I could give to anybody who's young and want to become a musician, if you don't do music if it's just like something you want to do because you want to be famous, go do it. Go ahead, go do it. My camera just died. I gotta switch batteries. But yeah, if you just
Timing.
if you just want to go do if you want to just be on a stage with other artists and be cool, go do it. But if you're a serious musician and your heart and soul is in this melody and harmony and drums and all that crap, don't. And that sounds very counterintuitive because you probably should think of it as like if you're really good, you should be up in front, but you will lose everything that you love in the industry of the music. So music industry was pretty killer for me. I think
Yeah, you can't have opinions about things if you want to be a part of the music industry.
yeah, you can't be honest on social media. You can't be direct with people. You gotta pussyfoot around absolutely everything you say and mean about everything constantly, and you cannot be brute or rash with the interactions with fans. You gotta smile and keep it going. So it's pretty heavy. It can be pretty heavy, especially if you have mental disorders or autism or ADHD or the plethora of things that are wrong with everybody constantly. But anyway, enough dark talk. Let's listen to Vario and see what's up
Yeah,
there.
let's get back in that Kenny Benzo vibe.
Kenny Benzo vibe for sure. I almost clicked stop streaming, but we're good. I think this is a very similar vibe to the chord structure I have here. And the chord structure that's here. It's very like I said, Quincy Jones. Like Vario has a lot of similarities to Thriller with the chord structure. There was another super chat here I'm just going to do real quick. I've always seen you and the Savant persona. I've always seen you and the Savant persona as the dubstep artist who can play any genre out there. That you say, yeah, I appreciate that, I really do. But when you say the word dubstep and that's defining of me, that makes me want to cry.
More.
Yeah, I die inside. It's very sad.
Yeah,
but
it's been a sad week. It's been a sad week.
Yeah, but it is a curse I put on myself. It's not other people's fault if you feel like, oh, dubstep was your thing, or that's how I see you as an artist, as that dubstep stuff you did. It's just, to me, that's very sad because that's not what I wanted to do. Most of the stuff I ever done as in EDM has been ironic or sarcastic. It's never been like a serious like I want to be on stage there with the big guys, just be like brooding and like I'm good at this and just it's always been like fun, play games, be silly. And dubstep was never serious to me. I hated dubstep when I heard it the first time, and I still do. If I hear rhythm, I want to vomit.
Rhythm.
Yeah,
Rhythm is
and when I get
needs
booked,
to pause.
yeah, and when I get booked for shows that are like majorly bass, rhythm, dubstep events, it's also very difficult for me because I can't do that anymore. Because it's not who I am anymore. But Vario.
I don't rave anymore, bro.
I don't rave anymore. Yeah, it's about that. But the whole point here is that if you took away all the drums here, all the synths, and put this into an orchestra or into a band or into like a video game soundtrack or, whatever, played it with trumpets, it still is a good song. Like, that's the whole point here. The dubstep material stuff, if it's purely a dubstep track, it's not a good song. And you can't translate it to other genres, then I made a mistake.
Whoa, that's fucking scary.
I know. How could you hate that?
I don't. I really love a lot of the things about this stuff. But the dubstep aspect of it is the thing that I love the least. I love the reggae dub inspired stuff. I love the harpsichord classical stuff. And I love the Quincy Jones type stuff. And I love the metal, heavy metal vibe that it has. But anything that has to do with these massive plugins, Serum, yoys.
Yeah, but the harpsichord, just focus on the harpsichord.
Yeah. Anything that has to do with the yoys and the wow and the brr and all that stuff. I think that's the harshness of the sound design and the immaturity there. It's some of the stuff that I kind of like the least. I'm a failed metal musician. That's what I am, right? Like I was born a little too
A
late.
failed bitter metal
Yeah,
musician.
I was born
Yes.
like 20 years too late.
Fucking hate those dubstep kids.
Yeah.
They're metal
I
wannabes.
wish I was born in 1960. So that no, sorry, 1970. So that I would have been actually fuck, let me find the right time to be born here. 1965, so that I would have been 20 in 1985. So I could
You want to be at the top of the Gen X
Oh
pile,
my
basically.
God, I would have killed metal in the 80s if I was like born in. I would have moved to America as soon as I turned 18. And I would just like move to the Bay Area or to LA and I would just get together like the cheesiest hair rock guys I could find and metal the F out, you know? That's what I would have done. That's me. So all of this stuff is just me trying to pussyfoot around the fact that I wanted to do metal and I couldn't, but this is what catched on, so I'm just compromising constantly. With the melodic stuff is what I would have done if it was a metal song anyway. Like I would have had the same sounds, but I would have had real drums and guitars instead.
Bro, more fire flower.
Okay?
More fire flower. When I heard this
Huh?
live for the first, when I heard that live for the first time, it was just such a huge statement.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
don't want people to get me wrong. Like I appreciate the stuff and I appreciate that I
This,
made
this,
it and the
this
time.
is also
and-
like hindsight perspective
Yeah.
on.
I'm talking about me now, looking back at my life, and like this was a great period of my life, probably one of the happiest periods of my whole life, and I'm very happy that this time existed. It's just I wish the world was a little different, so that if I chose not to do this or pursue this, I would have been okay. But I felt like I couldn't be okay if I stopped doing this, and I also got how when I did stop doing it too, it was also like. I felt it, so there was like a lot of pressure to keep going with this stuff. What VSTs do you use to make your harpsichord? I think a lot of the time I used just sound fonts and stuff from like Korg and Yamaha keyboards and stuff like that. Very like general MIDI type stuff. There's some. I think I use a different harpsichord method on absolutely every track I do. I'll use a sound font. I'll use Nexus. I'll use some sampler, a random free sampler, then I'll use Contact, and then I'll use something else, and just keep. There's never gonna be the same almost. Like I just always use a different one. I've always also made my own. I think in Flashbach or something like that. I made the harpsichord in Massive, I think, from scratch. But yeah. Yeah, but the whole thing that keeps up the song, of course, I think there's a great rhythm going on in this track. But it's very like dub reggae. Like it has that boom. I think it has a good like a reggae rhythm there, and that's what keeps a lot of the base of the track. But the top of the track is those chords that keep going and those flourishes and the orchestral stuff. So not necessarily any dubstep stuff that is really good in this track. I really appreciate people who are really good at dubstep. I don't think I ever was. Then we have a different version of it. It's called Vario 16-bit, whatever that means. Oh, this is from RPG. This is from the RPG game. I don't know if this is any good. Let's take a listen.
Even I've heard this.
it's definitely a little bit more interesting musically.
Let's go. What a treat that was, bro.
That made me feel a lot better.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have happened without dubstep, bro.
Oof, yeah. So yeah, you could turn that into any other type of song, really. Like the foundations are there, but that lacked all the reggae stuff, though. But still, I
You
like
need a
it.
jam band, says the chat. I agree.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, though, guys. I'm almost 40 and I have kids. I don't think so. I don't have time.
Find a
So.
good band manager. We just need, at least, a couple $1 million to make it all happen.
Yeah, so if you guys can help me get to that $1 million, then
Alright.
I'll be a jam band for you guys for sure. Okay, so here's
But that game, the idea of a Savant RPG, I hope that's not in the trash because that just
it's in
would
the
be so-
yeah, it is in the trash for now because it's just too much work and I kind of gave up on that. I was in the moment when
on a positive note, you
yeah
don't throw out your trash. So.
yeah, I live in my trash. Okay, so here's another version of the same track which I made for the video game that we put out not so long ago, the Savant Ascent remix, and I basically made a unique boss track for the Vario fight, and that is based on this. This is the most oh, that was scary. So this is the most recent version of Vario. Oh, damn, Jesus Christ. Okay, so the Vario theme hasn't started yet. This is the build-up, I think.
Crazy.
Because it's video game music, so it has to be a little bit more phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 type shit. Okay, here comes the Vario. Okay, that's enough of that shit. Let's get on with it. Living iPod.
So good.
But it definitely was fun to kind of do. I'm really into, if you guys couldn't tell, super into the soundtracks and orchestral stuff. And as soon as somebody, tells me, hey, we're gonna pay you to do that, and you can do whatever you want, then definitely things are gonna start swinging. But
Makes it easier.
yeah, it's not for everybody, but because there's a lot of people who aren't into that stuff. But I need to charge some batteries. Let me see. Living iPod. Okay. It is a little bit like when you are a musician. A lot of the time, when you make a release thousands of songs or whatever, you'll end up with the feeling of like the things people like is the stuff you hate. And I think a lot of artists that have this like one hit wonder stuff where it's basically like, oh shit, why is that popular? That was a joke, that kind of thing. And that has happened a few times where the stuff that has been like the stuff that people really click on is like stuff I'm very curious why. And Living iPod is one of them. That was really like people really dig Living iPod, and it's very fun and cheesy and all that stuff. But I was always like curious why that was it, because it's very silly. It's a very silly track. And it's got samples from other autistic savants to saying like funny things. And not funny though, but not to them. But it's funny in the context of how powerful a person who has a disability can be. I think that's what the song is really about.
You were trauma farming, bro.
Trauma farming?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Am I giving trauma to people?
Well, no. You were farming being a savant.
Oh.
And looking for other savants.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to like find I have a song called Burger Timer too, where it's just a little bit, but community for people who have similar disorders. I don't really think these people that I sampled know that I did it or care that I did it, but it was all done in very like good faith, because I'm a big fan of what they do.
Being a savant.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them being what they are. I'm very proud, that they are accomplishing what they're accomplishing. Okay, I'm gonna run real quick. I'll be right back. We'll listen to this. I'll turn it down a little bit so that you can talk to people. People have this on YouTube, so they don't really need to. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
What's up, chat? You guys having a good week so far? Any good news? It depends which one. I have two cats. The cat that's usually in the background, her name is Mudang. And then I have another cat called Lena. And yeah, I named her after the meme. For sure. What's up, Savant fans? Yeah, Mudang is crazy. I got her because I lost another cat earlier in the year. Felt terrible about it. I needed two cats. I need to have two cats at all times. It's like a rule. So. What would I do if I had $1 million? I would invest half of it in low-risk mutual funds. Nah, I'd do none of that. I would just produce, whatever Alex wants to do with like a live tour, and then hire a good agent and make $10 million. Like we could do Savant Live. And then with the $10 million, I'll put that into the Savant RPG, because I'll make $100 million off of that. We just need to get them done. It needs to actually be finished. Oh, I missed an Office Space reference. I'm bad at remembering movies, but I did love that. I don't know it line by line, like a lot of people, but I sneak in yours all the time. God, I just remember hearing that sound all the time as an A&R, right? I had to listen to all the dubstep tracks that everybody was making, and back then it wasn't as crazy as it is today, where you got 10,000 tracks a day. So at maximum, you had in the A&R sphere for dubstep and like, you know, fresh electronic music, maybe I'd get about 25 tracks a week, like that kind of stuff. At the peak, it was like 100 tracks a week that I had to listen to from A&R on the A&R side. But the yoys were everywhere. Like, you know, it wasn't a song of that time if it didn't have the yoys. I kind of want the yoys to make a comeback, you know, like put it on that main stage vibe. How would that even sound? Somebody show that to me. But yeah. Whoa. So hard. Yeah, we should be rating these tracks. I'm gonna make them go back, actually. I'm glad we took this break and you guys remembered, because this is a very important part of this, is being able to do a tier list after. So the grade, the average, has to factor into that. Because I'd be surprised that if something got a higher grade than Vario, which is one of his highest producing albums, how he would see that against the history of things. So that'll be interesting. Anyway. He said at the beginning of the stream something I'm having a hard time believing, which was that he didn't have a lot of like demos for these things, like he knew what he was doing with it. I don't know about that. I question this.
What are you guys snickering about?
No, we're good. I'm just like, I was asked if you had demos of the tracks, and I was explaining that you said at the beginning of the stream that you didn't. There was more like of a direct to tape effect here.
Yeah, if this was the 70s, I was recording straight to tape. There was no demos for these songs. This is the first and last version of this song. Like, there are no versions of this song. This is the only one that exists, and the same for Vario, and the same for Splinter as well.
But we do have to rate the tracks.
Yeah, we're going to
go into the
tiers. So Splinter definitely is like Jesus Christ.
Be honest.
I'm gonna be honest, and
you gotta give it your 2025 Savant like view.
If I heard this today, it still
does well in the numbers. Like,
yeah. No, but there's nothing with the track that I kind of find offensive musically. I think I like everything about the track. The drum.
It doesn't make you cringe.
It doesn't make me cringe, which is good. Vario, it's a B plus or B. Sorry, that's a B, because there's something about those bass dubstep massive sounds that just like turns me off. Living iPod, that's definitely like a C minus or even a D. That's a D for me, actually. Those sounds, the massive.
It has such a good progression though. Like, as a whole, the track holds up to me.
Yeah.
Because it is a journey, you know.
It is, but it is that whole. I really appreciate drum and bass, and I think this is like bastardizing the genre.
You just threw it in, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I threw it in, and it's not. You know, I did it dirty. I did dubstep not drum and bass dirty with this track. But yeah, all of the musicality in it's great. It's just the genre that is like not right. It's more of a honky tonk tune, like keyboard solo type track. Mecha Bleka, oh, this is trash. I've said it before, Mecha Bleka, Mekke in Norwegian, not spelled this way, it's spelled Mekke, Blekke. So Mekke in Norwegian means to make something or to, you know, doodle with something. And then Blekke is, Blek means ink. And in Norwegian, newspapers or publishings were called blekke back in the day. So basically, Mekke Blekke is a piece of newspaper or a magazine that you roll a joint on. People back in the day when we were hanging out in the studio and stuff, it was like, oh, send me the Mekke Blekke so I could roll a joint, basically. Like, it's just something to roll a joint on. That's what that name meant. Really sad. It's got a air raid siren for the intro. That's always a good sign. Really somber and nice intro. I haven't heard this since I released it. I never played it in a set. I never heard the song since 2012. Literally. So this is like first time I'm hearing it in like over 10 years, 12 years. That's why. There we go. That's why I haven't listened to it. It's yoy.
Too much yoy?
The yoy factor.
Too much yoy?
The yoy factor is high with this
the
one.
yoy fest, bro. Yeah, it's like you found this rock that was frozen under the ice, and you just melted it, and now it's poisoning you with the gases.
Yeah, I don't mean to be this grumpy asshole on these streams. We're like treading on people's nostalgia and stuff like that. And I've told Josh like we're doing this to kind of catch up with the now so that we can continue forward. And just really want to like archive the thoughts on this in case I die of a heart attack tomorrow. And like this was my opinions on these things, so people don't think that I, you know, went around thinking about these things as my master plan or whatever. Yeah, so I want to get over these old tracks so that we can get to, for instance, production streaming, where I can show you guys how I work now, or talk about more recent stuff or the future stuff like that. Because this is I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this is pretty difficult for me. Like, no joke, like this is pretty severely difficult for me to listen to all these old tracks, because it hurts a little bit. I'm skipping a lot because it's cringy and it's hurting inside. But this track in particular is a very like bad track. So this one wouldn't ever go on any playlists I ever would make, or best of. Yeah, it's a run by the numbers. The samples, drum samples suck. The melodies by the numbers. There's nothing interesting about the track. The intro is got something. I love these. Na, 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 na. There's something Ennio Morricone-ish about that intro that I like. A little bit like Good, Bad, and Ugly type stuff, or Ecstasy of Gold, or something like that. So this would get like a solid F. This is a fail for me. Get the F out of here. So sorry. Okay, so Shadow featuring Quintalis. This is our first official... No, we did You Can Play, actually, yeah. So this would be the second one. and we would run these collaborations for a few albums, I think. So the original Shadow track is actually a track that he made in 2001 or 2000 or 99 or something like that, and it was a very IDM type track. You can find the demo somewhere. It's on a Reddit post. And then he released the actual version on Section Z Records, I remember, which is like, you know, new production, new vibe completely, and more Nine Inch Nails type production. But before that, I took the vocals because I had the old demo he made, and I made a Vinter in Hollywood track with it. So the Vinter in Hollywood track of Shadow sounds like this. He hated it, by the way. He hates 80s music, and he hates Michael Jackson, even though that's what I'd force him to do.
Well, I mean, he wanted to be famous now.
Yeah, no, he wanted to do like Warp Records type shit, and Björk was one of his inspirations and stuff. Like, he wanted to be different, and I wanted him to be classic. Yeah, so Retri said like Mecha Bleka was like his first thing, whatever. I'm very happy for you. And then Max says, I think you should always make music from your soul. If I wanted soulless commercial music, I'd listen to Skrillex. So, yeah, I think there's a bunch of things that are a little bit like, I don't know, a little bit like weird about that statement, because I love commercial music. Like, I love pop music, and I love, like, Quincy Jones' Thriller is the best-selling album of all time. It's probably the most commercial project ever released. And it's one of my favorite pieces of work. I love everything Max Martin has worked on. And he is a very cheesy producer. He makes cheese, and he makes things that he knows people want without them knowing it. And I love that sort of stuff. So commercial is...
Could you imagine a fucking collab between you and Sonny? That would be absolutely insane.
I don't know. I don't think I have what Sonny's looking for in a musician or an artist. I know he knows who I am, or knew. We have a lot of Tony Hawk's son was a fan back in the day, and Sonny came to hang out with Tony and his kid is wearing a Savant t-shirt in the picture. So definitely his kid probably asked, do you know who Savant is, or whatever, and so there was probably a little awkward.
If not, he told him.
Yeah. But Max, I think when you say commercial soulless music, I would phrase it in my point of view. I would say talentless soulless music, or it's just benign. It's just there, but it's not doing anything. And it's just like this half-ass attempt at doing stuff. I think those are worse than commercial things. I think a lot of young kids pushing out crap they're doing, like I did a lot. I think that's more toxic than listening to things that are super well put together by super talented people to make money or whatever. That's not the issue here. Like, I can listen to Doja Cat songs or Katy Perry songs and appreciate them for what they are. But when it comes to like blandness or being like vague, then I'm out. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a ton of artists that does that shit. EDM specifically too. Okay, so Shadow, let's try to get through some demo Shadow here. It actually sounds like the intro track for Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It sounds very similar, actually. So Max, again with the commercial and point of view stuff, you're mentioning Nine Inch Nails and Portishead and stuff. I couldn't hold a candle to the hipsterism of those people. I am not a person who is has a taste and will fight for that taste and will deny other people the acceptance of whatever they're doing. And I think a person like Nine Inch Nails is a little bit more aggro against the mainstream than anybody else. And I think Portishead is like a lot of British electronic artists are very like about what they do, and it's about like believing that what they're doing is cooler or more in tune with their soul than what other people are doing. And I think it's a very like counterculture type stuff. Even if Portishead has had a hit or two, I don't think that they're striving to be a commercial pop group. But I definitely don't think if
right, they were more relevant in the zeitgeist than like
it's about zeitgeist. It was about a zeitgeist thing. It was about that trip hop
like
break.
This shit was dope as fuck.
Yeah, it was dope as fuck, but they weren't trying.
Right,
and
they were trying to be dope. Nobody tries to be dope.
Yeah,
trying to be dope is a social media influencer meta.
Yeah, right. So I don't think if I was in the room with Portishead in 1998 or whatever, I think I would have been scoffed at for my beliefs and what my music tastes are. Because 80s music, for instance, is the cheesiest, most soulless, flat. Its synthesizers are taken over, and you know, that whole video killed the radio star type thing, where it's basically electronic music is killing the soul of organic music. 80s was the huge beginning of that. The 90s was just sampling and cheese pop. 2000s, we were way beyond acoustic music and mainstream.
In the 80s, the punks were saying this exact same thing, like fucking soul is pop.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot said, but so I actually like a lot of the cheesy flat stuff. Like I like Rick Astley with Never Gonna Give You Up, unironically. Like I like that, not because it's like a cheesy douchebag song.
I think a lot of people do. It's a good song.
Like good songs are good songs no matter what the intention behind them were. Avicii made a bunch of great work, even though from a counterculture perspective, he's like, oh, he's a sellout, he's a commercial guy, fucking shit. He doesn't make his music on his own, or he uses plugins that make everything
which is patently untrue, though.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I just think it's a complicated subject. Yeah, you sent another one, Max. Let me see. Yeah, I guess it's a very complicated subject. The whole like commercial soulless, fucking all that stuff.
You're pretty punk.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the first version of that, and then I remixed that without his permission, of course, like I do most of the people I work with, and made the. Yeah. Okay, I like this part right here coming up. I'm so sorry, guys. There we go. Thank you, Max.
Come with me to a place where everyone seems to
Thank you, Joy Storm. Appreciate it.
Lie, don't wanna hide no more, and I must use secrets buried deep inside. I see you, I feel you. Oh, I watching your shadow. I watching you.
That clap ruined it for me. Damn it.
Yeah, you couldn't just leave it be.
What?
You couldn't just leave it be. Like, the crowd would have done that.
Yeah, right. But I was clearly bitten by the progressive Swedish house bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was everybody.
Come with me to a place
Yeah, solid.
in a
Okay, yeah, I love this like encore ending where it's the bass slides up. Yeah, I think the production is a little it's a little rough, but the arrangement is good. And this part right here, oh, there's like my girl, where I starts glitching his last line. Ooh, and this kind of Prince funk thing going on here. Fucking super cool. I love that shit. And then it opens up. But then it turns into like progressive house. Something that I've mentioned a lot of times, there's been a lot of gripes over the years, which I've told Josh many times. I don't know if he remembers, but every time I try to do a progressive house track and uploaded it to Beatport, and I said, "Oh, this is a progressive house track," they were like, it ain't. This is electro house." And I was always like, "But what's going on? Like, how do I?" And I remember with Vario, I was so frustrated that Shadow wasn't a progressive house track, and I was just like, "What am I doing wrong?" And then on
Because you switch it up.
yeah, right.
The algorithm goes.
Yeah, but I think they're also manually just checking it really quick, and I'm not meeting the criteria for that genre really quick.
Like, they listened to like 4 seconds of it, and that 4 seconds was some thing you were doing,
Yeah.
you know,
And
that had nothing to do with the context.
yeah, and then I tried to course correct on Overworld, and we'll take a listen to that next time or another time, where there's more attempts at progressive house there, and they also failed. So I just gave up on the whole fucking thing. And I really tried on Overworld and Vario specifically to make progressive house, but they wouldn't let me. I was
Fuck genres.
yeah, so they really pushed me out of the bubble with that sort of stuff. And I think it's about the arrangement. It's not DJ friendly enough, and it didn't have the arrangement that progressive house had with the long build-ups and very like slow. Everything's very slow moving arrangement wise, and I never pulled that off, so I don't think I ever copped it. But so yeah, so the arrangement, of course, there's vocals. Everything's amazing about this track. I think the bass line is a little too rough and too harsh, the sawtooth. And oh, my camera is acting up. Let me just turn it back on. So come on, camera boy. Are you not? It is kind of working.
I just glitched out myself.
I hope we're not doing the end of the stream type shit with the camera like we did last time. Oh
No,
no, I'm here now. I'm here now. Okay, Lord, Jesus Christ, I got scared.
brace for impact,
Brace
chat.
for impact. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this one is pretty solid. I would give it like a C plus, for sure. C plus.
Hey, well, we're still talking about Shadow though. So Atmos X is asking, are the samples at the very end of Shadow the same or as similar to the live
Similar
version of You Can Play 2009?
Are we talking about Shadow or You Can Play?
Well, he's asking if the samples at the very end of Shadow
Oh,
are the same or similar as the live version of You Can Play.
no. This has nothing to do with You Can Play. So You Can Play is a track when me and Quintalis, his real name is Martin. When we used to hang out in the studio in the beginning when we met, he was just like, oh, I do top lines. Let me sing something for you. So basically, he took the microphone and he just sang a bunch of gibberish that didn't make any sense. And that's what You Can Play is. And Shadow is a track he wrote long before he met me. And I just stole it from him and made several tracks out of it, actually. So there's 4 versions of this track. There's the 80s version, there's the dance version, and there's the original OG 90s version or whatever. And then there's the 2014, 15 version, whatever it was, that he released with Section Z of Shadow. So Shadow has had a lot of shapes. Okay, Stormtrooper. So this is inspired, I think, I've tried to figure it out earlier today, but back in that time, our boy Adrian from who was We Are Caster on the label, he had a project. Yeah, he had a project called Blastoise before he started We Are Caster, and he was doing very like Skrillexy stuff in the beginning, and he made some tracks that were really like punchy and hard and cool, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do something very similar too. Calypso, really quick. Last stream you said nobody ever heard Thrill Seeker's EP, but I'm sure some of us have. A YouTube comment claimed Danger was a ripoff of another artist's song, Virtual Boy Lost Treasures. I wouldn't. I have to check that out. No, I haven't ripped anything off from anybody. I think the Danger track started as a beat for my buddy Gino in the beginning, and then he didn't use it for anything, so I put it on the EP. But I haven't heard of Virtual Boy Lost Treasure, so I have to check that out. But that happens many times where something is similar or very similar, because you can only make so many different types of melodies. Okay, Max again. I feel connected through your music. In a way, a lot of pop, not all, but a lot, has disconnected. Like they went to make a hit. Okay. I got dyslexia, by the way, so I'm struggling sometimes reading these things. And weren't feeling it. Just executing the science part of it. It'll be quiet. Okay. Jesus Christ, my dyslexia. I don't even understand what you were trying to say because I can't read it properly. But yeah, so my music is like compared to like other people who are trying to like really squeeze out of the commercial stuff. I think I'm not there, you know, like I'm not there in a studio with a big artist squeezing something out for money. I'm doing like my version of those things, and it's going to be a little different, you know. It's going to be a little bit more weird maybe, and that's what genres are. Artificial constructs, bend that shit. Yeah, so genres are important to a lot of people. They are important to DJs specifically because genre and BPM and energy are very connected to each other, and you want to be able to, you know, have a very similar energy at a show. And a DJ wants pretty similar energy throughout his set unless he wants to go all over the place, right? So genres do exist there so that you would have, I don't know, people grow into their sound or their thing. It's a traditional thing, it's a nationality thing sometimes. Like Puerto Rican music, like you could say reggaeton is the Puerto Rican sound, for instance. And it's a part of the culture too. It's not just a genre. It's like a very heritage type thing for the island. I don't know what you would think about that, Josh.
Well, to me, especially with electronic music, we're catering to DJs in a certain scenario, right? So it, it just grew up naturally that way, where it started with some main genres that it
Mm.
splintered off into a lot of like uh, smaller genres, but I don't think that's ever going to change. I always think that what's in demand is what people are going to make. You
Yeah.
know,
And also I definitely think that when something becomes popular, other people are going to copy it, and that's when it starts becoming genrefied too. If somebody create has a watershed moment where they're creating something that nobody's heard before, everybody like I don't think bro step was a thing. Like there was people who did kind of similar things, but I think Skrillex did like a very very unique version of that that really clicked with a lot of people and mainstreamed dubstep in a huge way, which created a subgenre which has evolved now into several different things after that. And I definitely think a lot of other artists have done very similar things. Like Daft Punk, for instance, have Filter House and French Touch have existed without Daft Punk, but without Daft Punk, it wouldn't have gotten where it is today or at the time. So I definitely there's some these people who are like making the new genre, and there's like 1,000, 10,000 people copying them. And I made a chart about this actually 10 years ago, where I made a chart of genres and the artists following in the wake of that watershed moment, like Daft Punk, Ed Banger, Justice, and then tapering off, tapering off, tapering off, and then dubstep having this like it's existed for 10 years before it went mainstream or even longer, but this one point, and then everybody, Zomboy and all these fucking people sounding just like that for a while, and then it splinters off into different things. And then at some point, Sonny feels like he wants to do something different because there's so many people trying to like copy him, and he does something different. And then people copy that thing. Like I remember when he started doing the Jack U project with Diplo, like, oh my god, he created a new genre, let's jump on it. Like it was like crazy to see how much of a poster boy he could be to create all these subgenres people would jump on. Anyway, Calypso again. I know you didn't rip off anything, but it does have a lot of similarities. Yeah, I'll check it out and see. We'll get to the bottom of it. And Bach ripped off Kenny Benso. Yeah. No, I think also when we talk about Bach and ripping off, I think a lot of classical artists started very young playing piano, and Mozart based a lot of his work on Bach, for instance. Like he played Bach when he was a kid, and then he started like improvising on it and making his own versions of it, and then that basically became the foundation of where he went with. So because Bach was like, school stuff for Mozart, and people like him after him. Just like when Beethoven was growing up, Mozart and Bach was part of the thing, and then Beethoven broke the conventions and made a more down to earth type music compared to Mozart. Mozart is so cheesy and so flamboyant, and Beethoven kind of pulled back. And then you have Stravinsky and Tchaikovsky and some other boys coming after him, all the way up to like Gustav Holst and stuff like that, who are like completely minimalist approach and more atonal approach to try to break away from those things. Okay, Stormtrooper. Anyway, we're talking about Blastoise, and Adrian from Weirdcaster, he made something cool, and I heard that, and I was like, this is a very like cool bro steppy approach, like to bro step he was doing. And I kind of wanted to see if I could do something similar. And I tried to find the tracks that inspired me to do this, but they don't exist. It was just the vibe of him. Like, I listened to all his stuff earlier today, the old stuff, and I couldn't find the track that inspired me to do something similar. But it was just like his whole sound had this vibe that I kind of thought was fun. And so Stormtrooper was like this one experiment to try to do something similar.
Set blasters on full.
It was Blastoise with Motherfucking Beast EP, I think it was called. Oh! Isn't that the melody from Vario? I just caught myself. Yeah. Yeah, that was so similar. Oh, but it goes a little different, okay.
Uh-oh.
What happened? You good?
Good.
What did something crash?
My internet farted.
Oh, it's okay. As long as the stream is hosted on a place where it isn't, it's gonna be fine. You can always just call me back up if the internet goes out. Hero from the past. Okay, let's just quickly rate this. Oh yeah, it has this part right here that's really fun. Not bad, not great either. I don't know, C? Something like that? It's like in the middle there. It's not very special, but it's interesting. Hero from the past, I hate this with passion. Because, you know, everything that I sampled Winter in Hollywood from, I was like, that shit was so good. And then it turned into so... Like, you shouldn't be mixing genres like that. I don't know, the steak, the surf and turf has always been like a conundrum to me, Josh. The lobster and steak.
I love it because
Talk to me.
it's all the umamis. I mean, you don't have it all the time, and it's a very rewarding thing.
Is it? What's rewarding about it?
Just the flavors and the textures and like that whole experience in like one plate. It's amazing to just have it.
Really? Like lobster and steak
Together.
Wow. I would have never.
Because like the butter mixes good with both the beef and the lobster, and
Really?
the lemon kind of like any type of acid works. It's a really decadent.
But that's all the
Beautiful
lobster stuff.
experience.
What about the steak? What's that got to do with the
Oh
lobster?
no, it all goes together. It all.
Do you
just
eat them in the
goes
same
together.
bite, or do you do a little bit of...
As well. I'll do a little bit of lobster, a little bit of steak, just to see what the baselines are,
Okay.
and then you blend and you mix up.
Yeah.
There might be some mashed potatoes on the table as well.
Oh, load mashed potatoes
Yeah.
and lobster.
Woo! Oh, I'm going to sleep right after this
Oh,
hypothetical dinner.
yeah. Lord, your body's gonna be working, processing.
Making me hungry.
Oh yeah, me too. Okay, hero from the past. Here we're mixing lobster and steak and it's not kosher in Alex's eyes. Oh Lord, I'm cringing already. Okay. We already listened to the hero demo earlier today, and I kind of like that a lot more. And this is a track that speeds up at the intro, which is terrible for DJs if they were to play it. When you make an automation on the tempo, and it kind of goes like.
Very anti DJ this track.
Yeah, but that being said, Rob Swire did play Pixel B at the Avalon in LA back in the day. And I was social anxiety, and I was laying in bed all day because I just couldn't go. He invited me there, but and that track also has a tempo automation, which it goes from fast to like reggaeton, moombaton type thing. Okay, I only have so much in me, bros. I can't. Let me live. That would be, I don't know. It's got a great sample, but it's raping.
Hey, you tried, bro. You tried.
Yeah. That is it. E. Something you give somebody a grade. Is that E a grade, or is it straight from D to F?
Usually, they go straight from D to F. I don't understand why. There should be an E.
I think F just stands for fail, don't it? Like that's why they jumped straight there. Yeah. So that's an F for me. There's no F plus. So get the hell out of here. I hate that song. Okay. Anti-Pixel.
Worst stuff album.
Yeah.
Compilation.
So Anti-Pixel's also gonna get a very low rating. There's a few tracks here that are gonna get a really bad rating. Fucking Streets of Rage arcade. Fucking beat 'em up. I'm getting like a arcade beat 'em up vibe.
I remember liking that.
I don't hate this. I don't hate this part. That's kind of cool. It's like I could hear A$AP Rocky doing something with this. I don't know why. Got super quiet in the chat here. Let's say crickets. Oh, and we're back to the whole fucking what was it called? Street Fighter and something of death, Angel of Death. No, what was it called again? God, I hate my own songs. Why do you hurt me so much? It's like your children disappointing you by becoming drug addicts or something. That's what it feels like. I need to disown some of this.
It sounds worse, but
I think we're in a different time zone here. I hope FL2 is not crashing. Actually, maybe that would be a blessing. We have a tradition of doing a part 2 of these streams.
it does happen quite frequently.
Oh, okay, it came back online. It just doesn't like loading in all these tracks here. Let's give me a second, guys. I just I got a little clicky and now it's dicky. There we go. Anti-Pixel, yeah, it has a lot of that whole like whatever death. Somebody probably said it in the chat. I don't know. Welcome to death. Thank you. It sucks. So it has no melodic content and the drop is trash. and like, can you imagine reviewing other people's music? Fuck. Oh my god. I hate my own music. How could I ever be a nice judge for people?
That's my job for so long.
Especially if they come with like, oh, I'm so inspired by you. Well, you're inspired by shit, so I'm supposed to judge your stuff based on...
So what you're saying is I already hate you.
Yeah, like, I made something super inspired by his stuff, and it sounds like old stuff you used to make. I'm like, oh, that's the worst combination of things you could probably show me. I hate this era so much. And if you come with me with some chip tune, harpsichord, dubstep bullshit, I'm gonna be depressed. Please never show me that sort of stuff.
Only harpsichord house music. This is all we want to hear.
Yeah. So these breaks are kind of cool, but it doesn't merit any best of playlist. That's a F too. Like it's a hard F. Bada bing. Of course, if you don't know, your boy is a huge Sopranos fan. I thought I was a huge Star Trek fan, like a Trekkie, but you know, I watch way more Sopranos than I do Star Trek. And that says a lot because I watched probably like 900 hours of Star Trek.
So this is why Bada Bing.
Yeah, Bada Bing is a strip club in that the guys run as a front to launder money. Where does Hero from the Past is a Venture in Hollywood track that I never released. None of it's released. It's just like meta. So everything's meta with Alex. Hero from the Past is a track it's gone. I don't have the original anymore. It died in a hard drive crash. Okay, Bada Bing is the strip club run by Silvio Dante in the show Sopranos. It's a fictional strip club in New Jersey, and I just thought the word Bada Bing was fun. And since Mario is also Italian and it has a lot of Mario vibes, so I just went with it. Okay. 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 Mild cringe, but that intro, if that was just a loop and you play that live, any point in time in history, people would be like, and I was sorry, that sounded like gunshots. I was just trying to, like, people would be grooving. Yeah. It's a little messy though, arrangement-wise. Some mixing is a little bit bad. Oh, it's a little Moombaton here. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, I guess that's like a D+. Actually, it's a C. It's a C. That intro. If I made a best of, I would just like stop it there after the intro. Yeah, so at some point in time I would stop it.
It's got redeeming qualities.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's not terrible. This track I haven't listened to in 12 years. Generic. If there's a thing as generic Savant, this would be it. Fucking random Moombaton. Random dubstep. Avicii stuff.
Max ain't happy with that last rating though.
Nah, I get you. That's fine. Agree to disagree. Sorry. There's a lot of F's on this one. For me. This would never get on a, like a best of. But Champagne, now we're talking. This one I played live so much. I don't think I ever played a show where I didn't play Champagne. I played Champagne every goddamn show I ever played.
That's a good fucking track.
I played it more than I played Splinter. And I played it more than I played, I don't know, name and insert track that I played a lot. I don't think any Champagne was a guaranteed party track. Play that shit, people went nuts. Even if the mixing is a little bad, it was always like went off. So it's a classic. Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Okay, Black Undetected. Always hated Lil Jon's Turn Down for What? Isn't that, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that that's not just Lil Jon, that's the Dylan, is it not Dylan Francis, but it's DJ Snake? No, Turn Down for What? DJ Snake and Lil Jon, yeah, it's a DJ Snake track. How dare you?
Yeah.
Don't, like, DJ Snake is a legend, bro. Like, let's keep
Well, John ain't nothing but a sample on that.
keep his name out of your mouth. No, I'm just joking. I think it's a cheesy, cool, like it's a fun cheesy track and a fun. You can't take it too seriously. Just like shot. You can't take it too seriously. And the same with like, what's it called? The Major Lazer or Diplo track, like Bubble Butt or whatever it's called, like bubble. It's a silly track, and you gotta like have fun with it. And you also got to realize we're sitting here on our ivory towers thinking about music maybe in a more like theoretical, academical way, whatever. But a lot of, if you have a cool rhythm and a cheesy sample live in a setting where people are just wanting to drink and have fun, it's a hit. It's a success. Let people have fun, even if it's stupid shit. But I'm gonna let you live with your opinion on Champagne, and like I like Champagne more than I would like Turn Down for What, but Turn Down for What is a lowered bar and it has a lot of commercial qualities. Blacker 94, it's a lot of black Undetected and Blacker. Where is the sweet melodic part from Champagne from? I'd swear I'd heard it somewhere before. This is my original melody. Na 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 da 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 da. It's not taken from anywhere. La na na ba da ba ba da 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 da. Sometimes you're lucky and you get like a melody that is super catchy, and you're the first person to do that exact melody line. That could be. Definitely, like a lot of my melodic inspiration is from ABBA, Boney M, especially this sort of melody. And again, they have also taken it from folk music, like let's say Rasputin by Boney M is a little bit of like Eastern European stuff, and then you have what they call the band from Eurovision, Genghis Khan with Moscow, oh, na, 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 ra, 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 dun, 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 dun. Like Germans trying to do Slavic stuff, basically, and I think Champagne has maybe some vibes from that. But yeah. Yeah, like I think people are having fun in the studio with silly stuff. Like I think T-Pain has had a lot of fun in the studio making silly music, and goofing around and making bangers. And I think a lot of music has been silly. That was super fun to make. I've had that a lot of times too, where I'm making silly stuff. I think the humorous vibe of this track is inspired by Dada Life, actually. They had a lot of like humor in their like cheesy main stage, big room type music. No, you're right, Max.
Every time.
Why are you homeless, Max? What happened? Oh, you because you're paying for the messages? I don't get it. I hope you find a house soon. I'm also homeless, by the way. We're both looking for a house to live in.
Oh, dear. Once you get the visa.
So the first drop is a genre like this genre-wise called Dirty Dutch, which has a lot of similarities with Moombaton, and it is doing a reggaeton dembo like African type syncopated beat. So it could be Moombaton if you slowed it down, and the second part is Electro House. So, what kind of grades are we giving this one? Can people have a consensus?
I mean, you could play this today.
Yeah, I am going to too.
It's so fresh.
Yeah, I like it.
This to me is the main track, man. Lots of A's. We got like a few B minus. Kenny Benzo gave it a B minus. Fuck Kenny Benzo, bro.
Did you see Max's message to you? He sent you a super chat.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Max.
Yeah, appreciate that, Max. Josh needs some love too. You know, like he's being an incredible wingman here, sitting listening to Alex depress about his past, and Josh got to sit there and take it. So he appreciates a little support.
I got my own things to be depressed about. This is all good.
So, so one of the first things I want to say about this is that the arrangement is super DJ friendly, and this is not something that is a must for an EDM track, but as an EDM track, I really appreciate when I don't have to do a lot of editing on this if I'm playing it live. I can really just like put it in the CDJ and push play, and it's gonna work with everything. I like that it has a very slow build out, a fade out. So yeah, Champagne. So Champagne, I would give an A. Like, I have no gripes with this. I actually like Champagne to a large degree more than I like Splinter. Because this isn't so artsy. Splinter is extremely artsy and it's expressive and it's trying to get your attention and it's trying to be very fireworks. It's a lot of fireworks. This one is just a cool guy hanging at the corner, smoking cigarettes in a leather jacket. He's got sunglasses on at night, and you know you don't want to you don't want to fuck with that guy. You know, like he knows what he's doing. He's got a little a spring knife that he got from his grandpa from World War II. He's got the Docs on. You know, he's got the Doc Martens on, and you don't know if he has a motorcycle or not, because that would mean his mom would be gone, and you don't really want to like judge people too much when you see them on the street corner. Yeah. So yeah, Kenny Benso approves. This one, the master on this one looks very sus. Like this looks suspicious to me. Like I wouldn't let this slide today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news. The residue from this morning's atomic detonation is drifting. It is suggested that everyone remain indoors for 1 hour. There is no danger.
I hate that this is more relevant now than it ever was.
Or it's about to be, bro.
I hate how relevant that shit is when I was trying to be funny with this.
There is no danger.
I'm a huge fan of Fallout, by the way. Like Fallout was my jam back in my childhood. And I'm not talking about 3 or 4. I'm talking about OG Fallout 1 and to a certain degree Fallout 2. Fallout 3 is okay. New Vegas is the shit. Okay.
This is simply routine atomic energy command procedure. There is no...
Yoi! We have the Yoi. Yoi confirmed.
Hard Yoi.
That's enough. For the yois, I'm gonna give it a fair deal because of the good yois. Actually, the yois were really on point in this one. A good yoi. But as a whole, it's a little bit shit. So I don't know. It's gonna get like a medium. It has some good stuff. It has some bad stuff. I think that's a C. Yeah. It's a C plus because it's got the atomic detonation radio broadcasting. Burger Time. Okay. Is that? Where's that from? Is that a Knight Rider?
Yeah.
No, is it?
I think it is, or Airwolf.
No, Airwolf is different. Is that that was my jam when I was a kid. It was my jam when I was a kid. So I think dun da da da. Oh, it's like.
What the? What is this? A hamburger?
A what? Oh my god! You're saying I have Asperger's?
Which is a high-functioning form of autism. I'm a savant.
I've never gotten in trouble for that sample.
So Trey Parker and Matt Stone, I think, are the coolest dudes ever to do media in general. They're like, they make funny songs, they make great television movies. and I don't think they would be the first people to come after me for sampling South Park. They are in frivolous lawsuits every week because they're doing libel and slander on literally every celebrity that can crawl or walk on this planet Earth. So I think they have enough courtroom drama in their life to be pursuing some autistic kid from Norway for appreciating their commentary from Cartman.
I'm a savant.
And this is a good thing for you to be a savant, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you hear David Letterman see savant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Savant.
For you to be a savant, is that?
Savant. So I pronounce it more phonetically. I say savant, like where I pronounce it kind of more French. I think it sounds better. Savant. And in Spanish, how would you pronounce it in Spanish, Josh, with the A's? I mean, phonetically speaking, like.
Savant.
Yeah, right? Not savant. You won't say. Yeah, you say the like an sound, right? The A is
Puerto Rican, I wouldn't even finish it. I'll just go savant.
Savant. Yeah.
Savant.
Savannah. Because Spanish, French, and Norwegian are extremely phonetically correct, like more phonetically accurate than English is. A is actually you know. E is actually and I is actually E. You know, that's how you're supposed to pronounce them phonetically. And when you say O, it's actually U. That's how you pronounce an O in phonetically alphabet. So U, like how would you pronounce an O in Spanish? O? O, yeah. So a lot of people do also pronounce it like an O.
A-E-O-U.
Yeah. But the U you pronounce as an O, U, or more like. Yeah, so there's some languages that does that. But anyway, burger time. It's a little bit too like silly.
He's got libraries of pieces and styles in his head.
I haven't listened to this in like 10 years, literally.
I think he's got Asperger's.
So silly.
Is that correct?
Oh.
This is a good thing for you to be a savant, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. It is a little funny though. Like the guy getting cut off by the beat stuff.
Musical savant.
I think she pronounced it pretty correctly.
Musical savant.
Musical savant. Yeah, I think actually she pronounced this correctly. David Letterman is not on his shit. Grew up in New York or whatever.
He's retarded. Libraries of pieces and.
So that has a lot of samples from different places. 60 Minutes, YouTube videos, David Letterman, South Park, and I think to a certain degree some Rain Man, Tom Cruise stuff in there too. So there's a lot of stuff. But rating wise, like to me it's not a great track, but it's a fun track, and I would never play this live ever again. I wouldn't show it to anybody as the first track, as like, oh my god, you should check this out. This defines me as a musician. It's competently made, and I think the humor lifts a lot of it up. So I would give it like a B-. But it's not heavy or anything. It's just silly. It's like a goofy, cringy, autistic kid in class. He's like he knows a lot of shit, but you don't want to hang out with him after school, kind of thing. And then this one I've been waiting for. F Nexus. So I want to clarify this with everybody. This is very high. Like Alex is hyperbolous motherfucker. I exaggerate so much all the time, and I love sarcasm, and which is bad on social media because people can't read that. So it's really difficult for me to be myself in a world that doesn't appreciate sarcasm. Oh, what a world!
Got to take that Dave Chappelle approach to things, man.
Where you get canceled? No, I'm just joking. What is the Dave Chappelle?
Sure.
No, but what is the Dave Chappelle
I mean,
person?
he's got like thick skin. He's just gonna be himself. He's not gonna worry about what people are gonna
Yeah, that
say because he's saying something. Like,
I feel you. I feel you. I wish
yeah.
I had the onset. Like, I think I'm just too sensitive to what people feel, and especially about me. But Fuck Nexus is to a music producer. Like, the name is ridiculous. Like, why would you call a track that? That makes no sense. Nexus is like a very like, the word in itself means like a super point in, or like in the universe or in a system or something like that. Like a very dense middle center, but a core. But the thing I was talking about here was the musical production plugin Nexus, which is super ironic because I used Nexus on every song on this album, and I used Nexus on every song on Neener, Overworld, Ism. Nah, maybe not so much on Ism. A little bit on Alchemist. It's been in most of my tracks since day one. Actually, it's a very handy general MIDI tool to me. I use it for a lot of the more generic sounds that I want to tweak. And the reason I kind of like was a little bit against Nexus in the beginning was because you couldn't make your own sounds in it. It was very locked into the stuff that they would, tell you what to. This is what you get. You can't fuck with it. And then they started letting you turn off layers. But the new version 5, they actually let you build sounds inside of Nexus from scratch, which is holy shit. So basically you can take up any patch they've ever made, take it apart, make your own thing. And if I was to do some tutorials in the future, I would basically do some stuff that I would do in Serum, but I would do it inside of Nexus, just for fuck, just to see. So this is a hyperbole. Manuel Schleiss, there's no disrespect to Muller Schleiss. I'm terribly sorry for the slander of his amazing work. Sometimes you're just like an edgy teenager and you kind of like want to like create some sort of like stink for no apparent reason.
You were just mad that other people could use the sounds you liked and wanted to use. I think you were just jealous, bro. My opinion.
Yeah, the guy who helped me make the music video for Fuck Nexus, he's called Joachim, but in English you probably just call him Joe. He just hit me up in the chat here and said like he has the original files on his hard drive for the video. I mean, yes, you could send them over if you want to, but if like this whole era for me is a little bit like sensitive, so if you don't want to send it over, I'm not gonna beg you, but if you want to send it over, just go ahead. I think you have my email. But yeah, Fuck Nexus, I think it actually has a lot of Nexus sounds in it, ironically. Maybe not a lot, but some. Yeah, Nexus 5 is amazing. So I had Nexus 4 here, but it wouldn't load the Nexus 5. I have Nexus 5 too. But so it's I don't use FL Studio, whatever this is, 21. I don't use it, so I haven't installed it on this version. I definitely have it. I wanted
What,
to.
am I gone?
No. It's just when I click on buttons, like we're using WhatsApp. It's a terrible way for us to call. We should find a different alternative. So every time I click inside of FL Studio, your window just like.
I've been quieter than usual this stream. Too.
Yeah, I know. We're both going through some stuff today. I've been
think I'm gone.
Yeah, no, we've both been had a bad day today, or a bad week. So I was considering canceling the stream today because I was not feeling great today, and I don't know about you. If you were
the show must go on, bro.
Yeah. So we both apologize for the somber atmosphere.
Can't get caught in our feelings, bro.
No.
Gotta save EDM.
Yeah, and when we were touring, Josh, I remember so many times where I was just in such a bad mood. But as soon as we got outside to like sign T-shirts and talk to fans, I just like masked, like put on that mask and just like smiled and got
had
through.
A lot of adrenaline running through your veins too at that point.
Yeah. So it's just that whole like don't let them see you like this, Liberace died with his wig on and what I'm saying, like don't let them see you without the
wear clean underwear every day.
Yeah, just in case you die and they see your corpse. You don't want them to smell that shit. Anyway, so yeah, Fuck Nexus. Yeah, it's okay song. It's a little messy on the intro here. I don't really like how it starts. Okay, so here.
What's the grade?
Yeah. I haven't heard it in like 10 years, so I have to kind of like skim through it a little bit. Oh, here's the good part, okay. We're getting to trust issues. I just wanted to take care of Big Boy first.
Trust Issues is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah? I don't know, maybe I made a point out of not using Nexus on this actual song, because I don't really hear Nexus anywhere.
I think you probably painfully recreated anything that you think is Nexus.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, and fuck Nexus. I'm just gonna give this a grade of C+. Anything lower than a B would never reach a best of. So sorry. So, Trust Issues. We listened a little bit to the demo earlier, so we're already familiar with that one. The stream is also almost over, so if you got something you want to get out of your system, now's the time. Yeah. Oh. I don't trust you. Every time I used Reactor's Razor instead of Massive, it just sounds so much better. Like I knew how to handle it, and this song has a lot of Razor, and it just sounds 10 times better.
Jimmy, he talked about the vocalist earlier.
Yeah. I had a huge section about that. Somebody asked about that?
For this and the Winter Bliss stuff.
Yeah.
It's not the same person.
Yeah, well, it's the same person. Yeah. We listened to the original track that I sampled this from earlier. Like we went through in great detail actually. Who that person is, what we've done together, and this particular song, we listened to other versions of it. But yeah, so this is pretty fun. I remember being very happy when I made. Oh, that camera. It's fucking turning on and off all the time. I was very happy with this one when I was done with it. Yeah, the camera. I have to change cameras all the time. I gotta invest in like a real webcam. I think because these.
It's overdue, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
You got Amazon in Norway.
I know. I got so much stuff
Are
to
you
do.
Are you doing an economic blackout? I don't want to disrespect, like
Yeah,
your
no.
moves.
Like, yeah, I'm not crazy on money right now, and I'm also trying to because I got 2 Canon cameras. Why can't that just work? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can't I just use?
I'm shocked you can't find a plug that keeps one of those like just on. There has to be a setting.
I know it is, but none of the stores here have it, and ordering online was a little bit more complicated than I would imagine. Because yeah, it's like they're all USB-C. I need something that goes straight into the socket in the wall. I don't have USB-C on my workstation. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that's a modern thing. My computer's like super old. Anyway, so trust issues. That is it's a fun track. I have great memories to it, and it's going to be a B- for me. We have Thunderclout. That's a weird name for a song. Okay, so on fans chipping in for the webcam. Thank you so much. I didn't forget about Dre. He didn't forget about Dre. That's I appreciate it so much. I think your name was Nate. Or Nathaniel, Nathaniel, Nate Dogg and Dr. Dre. That actually makes sense.
Let's go.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Listen to the last song. We also have. I've set up. Actually, for Overworld, there are a bunch of demos. All of this stuff is Overworld era, and then we have Ism coming in right there. So,
they bought you your webcam, bro.
Yeah, here we go. Thank you guys so much. Fives is talking about the crowd at the gathering, which was the computer party that was in Norway that I played a show at. Listen, it's a bunch of kids that have like they're computer nerds, like an EDM concert at one of those places. You're gonna get what you're gonna get, like
they didn't go there to dance though, right?
It's not
they
club.
Went there to go play games.
Yeah, they went there to play Counter-Strike and to make.
It was an interesting mix at the time. I think you can pull it off more now.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them not dancing. It's not the crowd, Okay, yeah. So Rio, you little mystico. What made these albums great at the time is that they were very unique in style. Like you couldn't really find anything like Vario. But guess what? There's 100 million things out there like Vario and this stuff now. So, you can throw a rock and find stuff that has the same stuff in their music as this and probably done better. So, it's not that amazing anymore. But I really appreciate it. Appreciate that comment.
Good luck finding that though. And if you do, send it over to me so I can listen to it as
well. I definitely think there's a lot of people who have jumped into the 8-bit electro over like super melodic and ambitious stuff, just like Splinter or something like that.
It was a sound of the times, and
yeah. Like I think if you go on the Monster Cat YouTube page, you'd have a hard time not finding something that had something like this in it.
If I were to dive into making electronic music right now, I would sample Mega Man 2. I would sample the fuck out of Mega Man 2.
Yeah, you like that Mega Man, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Mega Man track in here that I made
or the Ninja Gaiden 1 or 2 NES soundtracks. Or I would sample the Thunder Force 1 through 4 or 2 through 4 Sega Genesis soundtracks. Those are some of the best fucking soundtracks ever.
Yeah, for the
Sega Genesis Argus Odyssey soundtrack. That was fire.
You used to tape them onto cassette, right?
I used to have hundreds of cassettes with different game soundtracks that I would listen to on my Walkman. back
And
in the day.
but you also had a game called Section Z.
There was a game called Section Z.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first, like, that was the first soundtrack I had actually recorded to tape.
So
That's why I named the label that.
when I met Simon, the guy who made the artwork for me, he's a super Mega Man fan. Like that's his favorite game franchise. And he made like a fake Mega Man 20, would it be? XX. And then I made the song for that, and that's like 2011 or 10 or something. And this thing. So yeah, somebody just asked me, do you still play with Harmer image synthesis? I like it's a gag. Like it's not something you actually like. It works in a pretty similar way as Serum's wavetables, where you basically it's black and white.
You either get lucky or you deal with the product.
Yeah, basically, right? So with image synthesis, I never used it properly for songs in a proper way. I did it as if I wanted a picture in the WAV file and stuff like that. And there's tons of people who've done that. I think Aphex Twin, to my memory, is one of the first people to ever do that, where he put his own face in the song through like image spectralizer type plugin or some machine. I think he used some tools back in the 90s that they don't make anymore on the PC. Where were we? We are trying to get done with the Thundercloud track so we can rate that and sign off. Black Undetected again. I'm sorry if I'm being referred to as a give me a second. I'm sorry if I'm being referred to as a dubstep artist make you feel sad. And that's the guy a lot of us fell in love with. And you're so much more than what made you big. Just be kind to your old work, especially when we get to Alchemist. No. So sorry. I'm not gonna be kind to any of this shit. These are my creations. I am
I'll
trash them.
I'll take the devil's advocate position.
Yeah.
I'll fight him for you for the chat.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like
I'll be your champion, Chad. I'll be your champion.
I'm gonna be myself and be as genuine as possible. I'm not gonna sit here to tinker around my opinions on my own stuff.
It doesn't make the music worse.
No. Listen, like it doesn't. Like a lot of the what opinion I have today on these things doesn't devalue what they are or what they mean to you or the time you found it or whatever. It's just that's just my opinion. And I am me listening to this stuff is so foreign to me that it might as well be a different person I'm listening to.
It's okay to disagree with Savant. I've learned how to over the years. It's a very healthy state of mind to be able to disagree with Savant.
Yeah, and there is. Listen, life isn't a zero-sum game where either it's this or it's that. Like I can hate this song and it can still be good. I can hate the song and tell you objectively I think this song sucks, but it can subjectively be amazing to you. Even though me using the word objectively would be very hyperbolous and stupid. There's no such thing as objectivity. But anyway, Thundercloud, let's just get through this. Is it the Eric Clapton? Yeah. I hate that I use that kick on every song. That kick. I hate that kick so much.
Love that kick.
So, my phone died, so I can't read the comment there. I have to go on the browser.
I'll let you read it.
Yeah, okay. I'll just have to get to the...
Because it's good that you remember this.
Yeah.
Like there are new fans that pop up.
Yeah.
That weren't there.
Well, I appreciate that too. I really like. Okay, been listening to your music since you released Void, which makes me wee baby, but I'm a little upset you denied Stormtrooper B minus. Super sorry. Yeah. We can make one playlist on Spotify called Fan Approved, or so Savant doesn't know what he's talking about. A playlist. This is just like purely my opinion today.
It would be kind of cool to do like a fan.
Yeah, I think they already have a lot of those. Where there's like top 10
official one.
Yeah,
official one.
Yeah, so we can actually do on the website, we can actually do like a rating, like a proper poll system for all the songs, so that people can actually poll, give them like a B C D and F rating, so we can actually make like a proper fan grade as well as the official teacher giving a grade type thing. But anyway, let's just get this over it, and then we'll continue chatting a little bit. Yeah, I already hate it. Let's okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. Oh. Hell no. Hell no.
Nope.
Hell no, bro. That shit was whack.
Nope.
Nope. Yoink. Pulling that plug. It almost got like a good rating. Almost. Then this mess happens. Like what? That's how we see it in Norwegian. Nei. That means no. Nei. Nei. Oh. I want to give this a terrible rating. I'm such a bad mood. I just want to give it an F and make him fail. You're gonna live on the streets.
You haven't given it an F yet, bro. Like that's not.
I'll give it a few Fs. A Hero from the Past got an F. Let me go. I'm gonna give it something.
You sure you gave it an F, man?
Yeah. Okay. I'm giving us. It's got some potential there, but the drops were terrible. C minus. So yeah, we got a few Fs here. We got Mecha Bleka got an F. Hero from the Past got an F. Party Machine got an F.
They tried so hard.
Yeah. Splinter got an A. Champagne got an A. So there's definitely some. If you range them by who's the best here, it would be some B minus here going on. There's a straight B on Vario. B minus D. Put some C up there. C plus. Sorry. C plus. C. There's the F's. A lot of F's there. Okay, there's a C plus. That's going above there. C minus. There we go. B. Do we have a regular B? D. That's a B minus is going up here. D, F, 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 and then C plus. Okay, there we go. I think that's about right. Splinter, Champagne, Vario, Burger Time, Trust Issues, Mushroom Cloud, Fuck Nexus, Shadow, Bada Bing, Stormtrooper, Thundercloud, Living iPod, Mecha Hero from the Past, Anti-Pixel, and Party Machine. But that doesn't mean that Party Machine is worse than Anti-Pixel. I would kill them both at the same time with the same shotgun, probably. You know. So they're not uniquely bad from each other. Sorry. What's wrong? I got a new hat today.
I see the tracks just like groveling for their lives, and you're just standing over them with a shotgun,
No,
trying to
please,
figure
no,
out how to kill them both at the same time and not waste bullets.
No, please don't.
Jesus.
And I'm like, you going down, motherfucker.
Set them on fire. Hey, but you know what? An album with 2 A tracks is always a solid for me as a label.
But you know,
as a former label executive.
Yeah, but you know what's real about that grading is that if you look at, and this is completely unrelated, but those are also the most viewed tracks, for instance, on YouTube. Champagne is actually higher up on the view on YouTube, but on Spotify, Splinter's a little bit higher. But they are universally the most listened to tracks. And there is some common rationale there between how I see these tracks and how people also see the tracks. But when you're painting, you're not trying to make money. You're not trying to make stuff that people are gonna.
It shouldn't even be anywhere in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just trying to make stuff that will make you happy, and of course that gonna fail or be a little inaccurate a lot of the time. But yeah, so that was Vario. Jesus F. We have Neener here. You can play. I don't know if we gave that a grade last time. It doesn't look like it. You can play-ish. No, that's a demo. Jesus Christ, I got scared there for a second.
You gotta relax.
Yeah.
We did that.
So if we've got, it's getting messy here. Let's put away all these demos and junk.
I was just informed that we have Dairy Queen waiting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go do your. We're gonna hang up now. So,
Give me some Dairy Queen, fam.
Yeah, I wish I had some Dairy Queen. I don't have any Dairy Queen. So yeah, I don't think this is too rough. I'm not a hater on these things. It's just honest.
Hey, don't forget next week we don't have a stream.
Yeah, so next week I'm playing a show in France on Friday. So on Thursday I have to prep and sleep and stuff, so I don't have time to do a stream. So it could happen that Josh would do a stream alone just to talk with you guys, and if you guys have
Probably
something.
not. I do have a class that.
Okay, so maybe we'll
took
just
advantage.
Yeah, we'll skip it bit and take a day off on next Thursday, and then we're gonna continue back maybe the week after. But
You got a question there in the super chat.
Oh, let me go check. Is it Loki Naki?
Yeah.
Yo, really?
Two actually. Shark.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna check both. Yo, love your work. Really, it's my birthday. I was wishing you would tell me what the first song you played at Rampage 23. The first song I played was Sable, but it was a mix with Orphan, which is it's been so long since it felt so good. So it's like a mix of those two. It's a mashup. They call it a mashup. But okay, so there's let's see if there's any more coming here. I think that was there any more comments?
There's one above.
Shark, yeah. Huff. What kind of currency is that?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious.
Let's see. Hungarian. Okay, shit. Okay.
Okay, we've learned something today.
Just a little something. I got here a bit late, but can't wait to watch it this back. Wet was first. What was first, the music producing or mixing? I think producing came first. Mixing is something I learned slowly over time. Mixing is more like an academic very like almost like I think it would borderline to math and physics almost. While music production is more about art and feeling and vibey stuff. And then we have one last one here from Bark again. Thank you so much, Bark. Thank you guys for another great stream. By the way, I haven't seen your post about it recently, but I'm excited to hear your music in Deep State. Yeah, so I don't think we have announced yet that I'm working on it, but yeah, I am working on Deep State kind of as a musician right now, and we'll talk more about that when
remember the NDA.
Yeah, there might be some NDA going on there for a little bit, so just respecting the director until he says it's okay to talk about. Okay, Magister again. Always wondered this. I've always thought the generic Savant style was written in F sharp minor, but do you have like a top 3 keys that you love? So I don't remember, like I haven't done a lot of F sharp minor in a long time. F is a very normal thing I do when I do like dark bass music because it sounds good in a big room on bad speakers. It's like that bass frequency isn't too deep and it's not too bright. It's like right in the middle. But if I do something that's not very bass driven, I would do absolutely any other key. D and A has been my favorites. I like G minor a lot. But yeah, and all kinds of stuff. Okay, another one here from Ismael Perez. My accents are so all over the place. Ismael Perez. Can you play This Is Awesome from an Outbreak album? Why is Winter in Hollywood not on Apple Music anymore? I bought a song off iTunes because it was awesome. Have you thought of 3D printing your Savant characters? Yes, we have thought about that. I don't know why it's not on Apple Music. Winter in Hollywood is a defunct project. I can't really keep up with all that stuff. But I played This Is Awesome.
Yeah, you would have to re-release the album.
I did play This Is Awesome almost fully on the Winter in Hollywood stream. So you would have to go to the stream and listen to the whole thing. Yeah.
It's 2 streams back.
Yeah, it's 2 streams back. So it's called Winter in Hollywood edition. I played This Is Awesome there. So yeah, that's about it. I think we're both tired and grumpy today, and we need to like just crash out.
It sucks to not be a millionaire, bro.
Stop. Money's not the answer to happiness. Creative freedom and having time in your life is the answer to happiness.
Yeah.
We have
my kids and my dog.
We kind of have that. We just have to like appreciate life a little bit more, I think.
Yeah. It's a true story.
Yeah. And don't get hung up with the past. That's I do that all the time, and it's depressing.
Okay.
Don't do it. Yeah.
I just want my Dairy Queen, bro.
Yeah, go do your Dairy Queen. I'm gonna eat some ice cream if I find some. I think I'm gonna steal my daughter's ice cream. She shouldn't have sugar. Nice. That's always my excuse.
Give the baby sugar.
Yeah.
Anyway, see you guys in 2 weeks.
See you guys in 2 weeks. If you're in France, come see me in Bordeaux next Friday, and if you're not,
please.
Then travel to France and come see me if you're not in France.
Let's go.
So worse at
That's
Rampage.
the way.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for coming to the Vario stream, and we'll see each other at some other point.
Peace, everybody.
Peace. Okay.
Bye, chat.
Bye.